Where do we draw the line between magic and faith? Maybe there isn't one. The mages of the New World have found that what we once thought of as the inflexible laws that determine how everything works can be warped through sheer force of will. The objective has become subjective. Ultimately, isn't that all that faith is? If a single will can alter the laws of physics, what can a dozen minds do? Or 100, or even more? Isn't it possible that the world hasn't changed as much as we thought it had, and that the reason the laws that bound us were inflexible was that so many believed them? If that is the case, in a world with fewer minds working lockstep to define reality, a group of minds drawn together by a single purpose, a single leader, could do amazing things.
Welcome back. When we last left our party, they were in the company of Mharta. Mharta was a woman originally from a settlement named Wintergreen, and she had joined the party, and they had done some various shenanigans, gotten to know each other, solved some problems, threw some dice, did some things, and ultimately it was determined they were going to go back to Wintergreen because she had learned that her father was still alive. So they have. And that will have happened between last session and this session. So Mharta, the PCs, and the few raided Wintergreen to wrest it from Curse's control. So I dropped some proper names there. So let's go ahead and define them for you. The few are the effectively mercenaries that Mharta travels with. They are those that have traveled with her a while and are loyal to her. And I'll leave that there. We'll touch on what they are a little later. Curse is a warlord. We last saw her in the context of this campaign. Less saw them when they sent representatives to try to take over the Shire. They were unsuccessful, even though they sent a tank, because no tank can stand up to these PCs. They are far too randomly chaotic and powerful for that. So they took down the tank and scared them away. So 3 days ago, this group of people, so these PCs, Mharta and her team, her crack veteran team, wrested Wintergreen from Curse's control. That was successfully done. We could have gained that, but considering there would have been about 32 people on the table, that would have been one battle that would have been like a double-length session with a battle map and lots of dice rolling, which is maybe not as exciting to watch as you might think. So that's all happened. Okay, we've got everybody up. Beautiful, thank you. So Wintergreen itself. Wintergreen began as a bombed-out home improvement center. You know the ones to which I refer without using brand names. Those places tend to be partially walled in the first place, like the areas where they have the gardening supplies usually have at least a light wall around them. That area was walled up, so it's a walled settlement. It also had a parking garage. Plexiglass greenhouse was used, and so it already existed because it was in the gardening center. But Mharta's father had worked with the people in the settlement to restore it. Obviously, glass in this environment was not going to be ideal, so it's all reinforced layers of plexiglass so it'll actually hold. The parking garage is now a 6-level farm. So they've put in drainage and they've put in irrigation. Thing make water go down. See?
And Mr. GM, when you say 6 levels, you're talking literally 6 like layers of stuff. It's not this is not a game term where it's like
how much D&D I've done in my life.
The XP on this farm is very advanced.
It's
delicious.
It is not a 6th level farm.
It's farm to table XP.
It's the levels of the parking garage.
Okay. Oh, I got you.
They put drainage and then irrigation so they can control it and they can shelter it when there's storms. So it makes a very efficient vertical farm using the methods that they're actually currently using in areas in Tokyo on a much smaller scale.
Gotcha.
But because Mharta's father is a biologist with specialties in this kind of thing, like specifically in raising plants and hydroponics, that kind of thing. He was key to the establishment of the settlement. You will have been up with him off camera, off screen between sessions. He's an older man because at this point he was, when she left, you were about 14 or 16, I think, at the time. And he was probably in his early 50s, and it's been 20 years. So he's in his 70s now. He's still hale and hearty, thanks to, among other things, he takes good care of himself. And if this is, he swears by his all vegetable diet. A lot of the people in the settlement don't follow him in that, but he certainly does. And I'll be done with just rattling off facts soon. You might want to know. You might want to know some of this stuff. The security bunker is the secure building that's usually got like candy bars and cigarettes that would be over where the pumps would be. So that's all armored up and has security monitors and screens for the complex. Most of the people live in rows of huts inside the bones of the main building. So unlike the Shire, where you live in there, this is literally foundation and partial walls. It's bombed out. So it's almost, and this is a terrible commentary, but a little like we're experiencing in Austin, where there are areas where we have homeless communities that are set up against overpasses or places that are abandoned buildings, things like that. So it kind of looked like that. Okay. And there is a fast food place, like all of them, because as they pointed out in the movie The Founder, the business of fast food is real estate. So all of these places buy land, and there's usually like a big box store and then a restaurant, and like you see the same four things in every complex. So this one got taken over by Curse's people. So they're in the, Food McHut building, which would be the nicest, the equivalent in the, if you're playing a fantasy game, like the house on the hill, the nice house, that's where the guy with the gold is. In this case, they're in the Bricky Bees or whatever it is. It has now been taken over and serves at the town hall. And I'm going to give you some proper names, and then we can start playing.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Mharta's father's name is Darmun. Nice guy, quiet, super smart. Some people just call him Professor. He doesn't particularly like that. He will often respond with his name. The person who is the presumptive leader is a man named Felk Fazik. Felk Fazik has a mutant power that's a little like not Dazzler. One of you is going to have the right comic book knowledge. Real minor mutant X-Man could conjure little flashes of light.
That's Dazzler.
No, it's more modern. And I think the character is short and black-haired and usually wears a white. She was actually in the cartoon. Jubilee, thank you.
Jubilee, there we go. Oh my
Shadow
God.
Colt. I knew someone would know it.
Yes.
So he has that power, and he was using it. And this is also a vaguely, we're going to not let it depress us, but there was a movie with Jerry Lewis where he was helping people by doing jokes in a depressing circumstance and keeping their spirits up. He was doing that. So while Curse was making everybody, he was enslaving them, this guy was keeping their spirits up. And partially he was, using his powers and making people smile and giving them hope.
Are you, Mike, are you referencing the day
the clown died?
Yeah. The Jerry Lewis movie that is like only like 4 people have ever seen it?
The unreleased, safeguarded Jerry Lewis, for all we know, classic or train wreck, we will never be sure.
I did a stage reading of that screenplay, and it's not been seen for a reason.
What I love is that our obscure Jerry Lewis film knowledge eclipsed our obscure X-Men knowledge by exactly 100%.
What we're saying is we're old as dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm sorry, Danielle. Except maybe Danielle. Felk is, everybody loves him, but he's not really a leader type. It's just like he was Hawkeye piercing it up and making everybody feel better. So they're like, well, he's kind of our leader. There's no real military leader. The closest they have is a hot-blooded young man named Bartek. So we're going to start with anything that anyone feels they need to do, but also on this list of things you do before you move on, I will establish you have already decided, and this is to Mharta, as we kind of discussed between sessions, you decided, maybe going to Haven, speaking to the people there might be useful. You never know. You have sent ahead so they have, the group has an NPC friend named Nomi who got them to this place in the desolation before. That you couldn't find that character, so you've sent for another NPC tracker to get you to Haven, because Haven is a community in the desolation, so it's kind of hard to get to, and you've sent for that person. That's already in the works. So basically what we're doing now is deciding anything you need to do before you leave town. All that's on my list is I want Eric to interview Bartek and figure out who will end up defending the town. You know, if you're going to be leaving, are they just going to get run over by the next group of like ne'er-do-wells on bikes that literally bicycles that comes by?
He cares.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. So is there anything that Mharta, a lot of the people here, the older ones know you, but the younger ones clearly don't, right? Because a lot of the people here are early 20s and you left 18, 20 years ago. So some of them were only 3 when you left. So some of the older ones are like, it's good to have you back. It's amazing. I'm so glad that you got to know this crack group of mercenaries. That was fortunate.
Mharta is basically, trying to make sure she has everything she needs, especially not leaving anything behind in case she doesn't come back this way. So she was already traveling light and, just making sure she has supplies and enough weaponry in case she needs it.
Okay, you're just checking things. We'll say that you've checked in with your dad. He did as he always did. So, in your absence and there was the need, and his entire point of view on that would be, well, I do what I do, and what I do is I take care of the plants. And even though the people here were terrible, they needed to eat. We all needed to eat. So I just kept the green things growing.
And I try to figure out a good way to, I guess, keep in communication with old dad now that I know where he is. Because no guarantees I'll come back here once I find who I'm looking for. So I try to at least have a schedule, or it's like, hey, if this is where you're going to be, I'll try to come through more often.
So the party can tell you that they have heard rumors that there is a nascent postal system that may be restarting. They know through one of their friends who calls himself Agent Goldwater that some of the bones of what used to be the United States are kind of rebooting themselves. And one of the things that's rebooting is the Postal Service. So if you're lucky, there'll be mail or at least couriers. So he's very pleased. And he probably also has things like, I kept these things for you. I have a box of your stuff, and all of that kind of stuff happens. So Eric, you meet with Bartek. So Bartek is the kind of dude that works out not because he wants to be healthy, but because he wants to look like the guy who works out.
Mm-hmm.
And he has more tattoos than he should. But what I mean by that is he's chosen them probably from Flash, as opposed to them not. I mean, they couldn't mean it. He's not old enough for them to all mean anything.
Okay.
So he probably went, that skull is cool. Give me that skull on my bicep.
Sweet. So, and how long have we been here?
3 days.
Okay. So, man.
Yeah. Good shooting, by the way.
Thank you. That's what I do. So tell me, what are your plans? What are your plans for this place going forward?
So the one thing you know about it, he actually does have a mutant power, but it's not really a power. When he's angry, his hair bursts into flames. Um, well,
I mean, you know,
they're going to have to defend this place, you know?
yeah. I mean, who? I mean, are you going to be part of that? I know it would make me real angry not to know whether or not I was defending the place or not.
I more than that. I mean, I bench more than anyone here, man.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. It made me real angry not to know one way or the other. That's for sure.
Well, his eyebrows furrowed a little bit. So my point was, though, maybe, did you see me fight? Like I had that, axe thing, and it went right into that guy's neck.
Yeah, you did great. You did great. There's probably a whole bunch of other people who might also do great. Have you had any chance to find out whether or not you're dealing with an army or with a bunch of folks who not so good at fighting?
Well, if the problem was when that gang was here, anybody that really stood up, they knocked them down.
Was that you?
Well, and he's actually got some scars on him. No, man, I didn't get knocked down until I couldn't move anymore. I just keep getting up.
Man, that sounds bad. That would make me real angry if I were you. Real angry.
His eyebrows start burning.
I mean, just to have somebody come rolling up in here and trying to pretend like they own the place and come right after you and not respect those tattoos and not respect how much you can bench and what you can do and just keep knocking you down, that would make me
Hey, it's hard work.
I know it's hard work.
And his hair bursts into flames. Oh, damn it.
Chill out, dude. I'm just kidding.
He looks embarrassed and he kind of pats out his own head.
Hey, I got a friend who could do something like that, and it's just funny every time I see it.
Oh, man. The only problem is if I put any product in my hair, the hair doesn't burn, but it burns the product, and it smells something fierce.
Yeah, I get it. I lit a bottle of stiff stuff on fire once, and it almost burned my head off.
That's my life.
Yeah, man.
Well, okay, so I'm hoping to help lead the defense force, okay?
Yeah, but I mean, what do you know about defending? I'm not trying to make you angry now. I'm serious.
Well, I mean, I'm not a soldier or anything, but I've fought, and I just did.
You think you could be a leader of people?
I can try. I don't see anybody else around volunteering.
I think that's mighty fine of you to kind of step up and agree to do that sort of thing.
Well, I don't want to be a farmer.
Who wants to be a farmer?
Well, those guys.
Yeah, I mean, like who wants to be a farmer?
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, I notice you clearly don't want, I mean, he kind of gestures the look at all of you kind of gesture. Clearly, you understand.
Yes. I mean, it's a hard life. Don't get me wrong. It's like being an actor. I mean, there's a lot of work involved. It's much harder than it seems to be, but I'm telling you, man, it's not for me. And I don't think it's for you either. Well, but good for you that you can lead a bunch of people and defend this place. But I think you're going to need some training.
Well, people weren't really listening to me during the fight.
Well, you got to be more commanding. You got to lead by example, but you also have to lead by leading. So there's two.
Well, I tried. I'd yell, "Hey, you! Don't be a fucking dummy! Go defend the south wall, you dumb shit!"
Okay, listen. I'm going to teach you about positive reinforcement right now. When something goes wrong, you want to redirect people. You don't want to yell at them. It'll crush their souls, and it'll make them feel bad about themselves, and they'll grow up and be sad people.
But when I'm lifting, if someone's spotting me, yell, "Hey, you feeble son of a bitch! You can lift more than." And then I'd say, "Dad, I can lift. I promise to do better."
Yeah, but when somebody said, "I know you can do better. I know you can lift that and more."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you probably got pretty good at it, huh?
Yeah, I got real good at it. And I could probably teach you to be good at it too if I spent a little time.
Well, look, I want to, this is a good place. They feed trade with the settlements nearby because of those assholes, we produce sixth level. We call it sixth level produce. 6 levels of 6th level produce, and we can trade for all kinds of things. It's a good place. We eat more than a lot of those scavengers that eat just picking old moon pies out of ruins. We can make really tasty, good stuff that gets you grow up big and strong. It's a good place.
Do you believe in the place?
I do.
Do you want to stay in the place? Then defend the place.
Yeah. I like the way you didn't end that with you worthless asshole.
You got a lot to learn.
D, is there anything you need or want to do before you leave Wintergreen?
Nope, I'm ready.
Okay. Navad.
I guess I'm gonna scour around to see if there's any stuff to add to my grimoire for spellcasting purposes. He's specifically into old bits of wrappers of various products.
So it's weird here also, you can see where Mharta gets it in that we use the parallel to Han Solo. It's these people have not seen mages. They largely are not believers.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is due to the fact that her father is one of the chief voices here, and he's a very logical, science first. So there's not a lot of woo in this settlement. Make a sensitivity roll for me. You get the bonus to magic thing.
Okay, 1 sec. Hold on. Sensitivity for me, and a bonus is
for your feet.
Okay. That's a 5 for me. So here we're rolling. Boy, I rolled garbage. Lord, nothing.
Towards you can invoke fate.
To do the karma?
Yep.
Seems early for that.
Okay, you can leave that hang.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it hanging.
So you basically get nothing. It's the town, magically speaking, is a wet drum head. Nothing going on here.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So if no one else, Mharta, you got anything? I think you already told me what you wanted to do. Barring anything else, the party packs up. It is, however, decided that Eric is going to stay behind and continue to train, at least for a little while, the defenders of the town until he feels having to kind of gotten to like Bartok a little bit. Clearly, if he leaves now and the proverbial biker gang drives up, they would have found easy pickings. It would have been oh, it's Christmas, hooray! So I think Eric would not leave until he's comfortable that they would at least put up a fight. So for the time being, this group of people would say, see you later to Eric, and you are going to head out the direction of the desolation.
Okay.
And you're going to meet up with Lomar, who is the scout that you've hired. So you're not currently with Lomar. It's just the three of you. And you are traveling. Okay, so it's about 4 days to get to the edge of the desolation. There's a town called Edgewater. Members of the PC group have been there. I think Nevad's been there.
I have been there. That was the place where we met the guy with all the eyes, right?
Yeah, it's where the big hat bar was.
Right.
And that's where the captain.
Captain Tana's
met
okay.
Her embarrassed, but still loyal dude was there.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
All right. So 2 days on your way out. Of the three of you, who has the highest number of notice dice without rolling?
I'm a 4.
I'm a 4 also. You're muted, Tanya.
I've got 6.
Ooh, that's good.
Nice.
So it's mid-afternoon, and again, traveling through the wasted land. Once you're in the area described as the waste, as opposed to the area described as desolation, this is very much a Walking Dead episode. So it's lots of broken roads and ruined buildings. Walking along, it's 2-3 o'clock ish, and you spot an incoming drone
High, low.
about 30 feet off the ground, so it's not at a height where it looks like it's trying to be super sneaky, because if it was trying to, you'd want it real high, right, so that it would be easy to dismiss.
Right.
It's kind of coming along the road, and it uses a form of vectored thrust, so it'd be kind of like our current four rotor drones, but it uses vectored thrust jets. So it kind of, those things kind of go, they kind of puff along.
Okay.
You see it at a fairly decent range. Do you wanna? How do you react?
I'm suspicious because quick out of character question.
Yeah.
Are drones something that would still be around, or would I be really surprised to see a drone?
So a lot of the things in general in the setting, most tech stuff is now useless until someone repairs it and puts it back into operation.
Okay.
So there were probably tens of thousands of drones, but most, when the fall happened, just went, and then over the century since that happened, turned into crap. And unless you have somebody who's technically able, pick it up, scrape the corroded battery out of it, right? It's only real high-end like robots and stuff that have actually any chance to survive. So this, I think maybe what you might have started at the beginning at, and you're right, is this is likely owned by someone. So do you look around for them?
Yeah, I look around. I keep peeping up at the drone because I'm just like, oh, this isn't normal. And then I look to the others. Any of your people got drones?
We don't have any drone. Well, D had a drone, but then she put it in the body of a mannequin. The sensors. She's kind of making a robot. So we don't have any drones. It's not ours.
Yeah, D, this is actually what Jeepers would have dreamed of being. So it's like a nicer... Jeepers was damn near a higher set of like opticals on almost a consumer level, like, take videos for YouTube kind of fan thing. Whereas this thing is almost maybe military because it's very nice. Like,
Gotcha.
this vectored threat, those small jets, kind of getting back to what Mharta said, those crud up real easy is my understanding. The real world equivalent of those, they do exist, but the tolerances to make those little jets work, real thin. So the fact that it's operating is significant. And it's going, Mharta's watching, and it's coming even, and it's also, those things require a steady hand unless they've got AI in them guiding them. And if someone's piloting, they're good at it because it's coming in a nice even. And at this point, I'll have you roll those 6 dice for me.
Okay. Oh, let me clear that. Because I almost rolled a whole lot of d6 that were not.
700 d6.
To roll all the d6.
It was going to be a lot of d6.
I wonder what. Oh, we should play around with this dice roller and see at what point we break it.
Someone rolled 100 when we were testing it.
No successes. My highest score.
So, D, go ahead and give me a notice check.
Wow.
No.
Okay, and let's have a Navad roll.
Okay, I'll give it a roll. Surely.
And then we're entirely NPCs if you don't.
Surely between, like, if we roll what's going to be 14 d6, at some point we should get a 6. Hey!
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, so you see the man on the motorcycle that's a big muscular, I think you could fairly describe it as a hog, and it's also got like the heavy long-term road, like the
saddlebags.
Thank you. I know
You like the
Nothing from motorcycles.
yeah. They're like they're the equivalent of a saddlebag but for a motorcycle. Like they've got the little built-in cases
Right, and they've even got the bigger motorcycles. I know they have things that are like trunks.
that'll flip up in the back. Yeah.
He's got all that. Like, so he's
Okay.
got his life on this thing.
Okay.
He is armored in combat armor, so it's plasteel, and he's got a visor, and he has a rifle that might make Eric feel a little weird about Karen.
Oh,
Like it is long and lean and luscious, and it has enough stuff mounted on it to make a traitorous congresswoman excited.
Gotcha. So and he's
You see him on a.
I see this dude driving down the road.
Nope. The giveaway is that he's got the thing parked and it's on his kickstand.
Ah,
Holding a thing like an Xbox controller.
I got you. Yeah, he's got the drone controller thing.
He's doing this. Yeah.
I got you.
okay.
And so the range for him is far but not distant. He's over there. But it's far enough away that like you had to obviously roll 14 dice to figure out where he was. And he wasn't on the obvious road was the other thing, is he kind of went over to the side and sent the drone over. It is, however, pretty obvious that he has chosen to make it obvious that the drone's approaching, right? Because if he's far enough back and off to the side like that, if he wanted to use the drone for something more nefarious, he could have had it approach lower with more obstacles. So it's like literally just coming right in.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's going to get into about 20 feet, and as it's coming in, it goes down to about 5 feet high. It'll settle down, and then it stops. All the jets they point down, and they just hit like a steady level, and it just waits there, kind of bouncing a little bit.
Like right in front of us?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything on it that looks like maybe there's a camera or we could talk to whoever's driving it?
Make a notice check.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So these, again, you've been around a while and you've done several things. They sometimes have a little flip up screen thing so that if it's being controlled by somebody, they could speak to somebody remotely. So even something like bomb disposal, or hostage, you might want that, right? A little thing. So it probably does, but it's not popped up, but you're pretty sure it exists. A voice comes from the drone.
Mm-hmm.
Whip crack shot. Present yourself.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, hey, we know Whip Crackshot. Whip isn't here. He's not with us anymore. He got married.
The drone starts to go forward. Then when you said the married thing, it stops, and a little screen drops down. Again, kind of like airplane, and you see a face of a man in a combat version of a motorcycle helmet. So you see the bottom half of his face, very Judge Dreddy. And he has a look like, he makes kind of a sourpuss, like, oh man.
Yeah, look, Whip got married to Miss Andry. Do you know Andry? They got married and we found a place for him.
Are you sure he's not with you?
Absolutely. Look around.
I've got vantage here. It'd be so easy to pop his top from here.
Yeah, no, he's retired, man.
He was going to retire.
No, he's retired. He's married.
This is worth 400 to me.
Sorry?
I don't suppose you're willing to betray him and let me know where he is.
Nah, man, Whip was a good guy.
You know he's a hired killer, right?
Oh, yeah. That's kind of the company we keep.
What I mean, last I heard through my people, at least 24 souls sent to the great beyond. And I
Okay.
think that's low.
I mean, that seems like a decent number. Wait, hold on. You're trying to kill Whip Crackshot?
Well, yeah, I've got a really good sniper rifle, and I would have the drop on him, and
yet your moral justification for killing Whip Crackshot is that he, like you, is a hired killer?
Well, it's not my justification. I'm hoping that it matters to you.
No.
Oh.
It doesn't matter to us at all. Like, we hang out with all kinds of idiots.
How about this? I drop 200. I'll split the reward with you if you give me the location.
I don't think so, man. Like, he was a good guy, and he just got married.
I'm only counting 3 of you.
Yeah?
Can you get to me before I drop 2 of you?
Oh my god, can I shoot him?
Sure.
I'm gonna shoot him right now. Like, the whole time that they've been talking, I've just been like really slowly and very happily setting up my crossbow and humming like the only tune I know.
Okay, he's at far, so that's the 3rd range category.
So, just a real quick GM question while Dee is rolling her shoot there.
Yeah.
This is the dude on the motorcycle that I'm talking to through the visor.
Correct.
So is he, if I'm kind of looking back and forth, he's looking down into the visor to have a conversation with me?
He's not paying attention. Otherwise, he'll get to roll initiative. D definitely has the drop on him.
Okay, cool. That's what I wanted.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
So you hit the guy in the combat armor. Roll your damage.
Oh my god.
Okay.
just plunked this dude.
So, it's 3. So it's 3d4, right?
It's always D6s.
Oh, I meant d6. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't necessarily.
Come on, no one better.
Roll 46.
I'm trying. Hold on. I don't know what's
You got all the time. It's all good.
It's like not 4d6.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, a crit.
So
love it.
2 are gonna hit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Reroll 1 die.
Okay.
1d6 now, Danielle.
I got it.
Let's
No,
go,
not
D.
416 d6. No.
Oh Lord, no.
That might break the roller.
I think this is so silly.
Or higher math, like throw a square root in there.
Hey Danielle, do you want me to roll it?
No.
Okay. Ooh! Oh my god.
Wow.
And then roll it again, because exploding dice until you don't roll a 6.
Oh my lord!
Yes!
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So dude is wearing combat plasteel with an ablative armored insert. You did enough damage to blow through the ceramic plate, shatter it, go through the plate, and wound him. So he literally, from across like a Toys R Us parking lot, you just casually pull out your crossbow, you plink him, and it lands in his flesh. So there's just a little...
I want to aim it really specifically at his left shoulder, like right, like, you know what I mean? So he's not gonna bleed out. I mean, he just definitely falls over. Like you see it in silhouette.
You are so far from him falling over, you wouldn't even believe it.
Dang it.
Yeah. So I use green, yellow, red. So green is when somebody has most of their hits, yellow is half, red is when one more hit will probably take him out. He's still well and truly green.
So it's just sticking in.
I'm just trying to impress on you how impressive it was that you caused any hits at all.
Okay, perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
I just want the silhouetted image of this thing like blasting through all that and just like doinking
Oh,
into
exactly.
his body.
Well, and the fact that you would look up like, you clearly don't understand I'm Boba Fett and you're making me bleed my own blood. Mharta, how do you respond to
She's like Bard the Bowman here.
just shooting him? Do you do likewise, or do you talk to them? What do you want to do?
Me?
Yeah. We're not in rounds yet until I definitely determine you're fighting. All that's happened is one person shot. So what the other two of you do is up to you, and that'll determine whether we go into rounds or not.
I'm gonna grab the little drone because I'm guessing at this point he doesn't care whether or not it's flying. So I grab the drone and I just head toward where he was standing there threatening to shoot us all.
Okay,
And
so
I might pay him a visit.
grabbing the drone is going to be a brawl melee.
Okay.
So, and he's not really expecting that either. Otherwise, this probably wouldn't be possible because it's got jets. But you walk up, and he's distracted by the bolt in his chest.
Yeah. So am I able to just grab it, or do I still have to roll?
You have to make the brawl melee check.
Okay. So. And I failed. I'm close.
Okay. So you can we do use a rule called karma. You currently have good karma, which means you can evoke the good karma to get success, or otherwise you would have failed. But it will flip it over to bad karma. You can invoke the good karma to grab the drone, regardless of your roll.
I will invoke that good karma.
Okay, so you are now holding the little drone, and it makes noises. There's actually a language that a feat can grant you called beep boop that lets you speak. The little whistling, kind of like what's the non-unit version? BHQ2 noises that it makes. So it seems very frustrated, and it's shooting its little jets, and it's kind of twisting in your hands. Navad.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I had the same inclination as Mharta, which was to try to grab the drone, but Mharta grabbed it first. So
it's bucking, but she's got it.
So I guess I'm gonna kind of. I feel like Mharta, you're kind of like you pluck this thing and you've got it tucked under your arm, and you're gonna kind of like march off towards the guy.
Yeah, because what I was thinking of was actually like trying to talk to him, and then if he didn't listen to me, breaking his drone in front of him.
I think it's got that vibe. I'm gonna like I'm like following behind Mharta, both to sort of have her back, but then also to kind of maybe be on backup drone plucking duties if it gets out of her grasp.
So my choice now is go into combat or not go into combat.
Sure.
He chooses not going to combat. He winces, yanks the little bolt out. Thank you, brain. Rips the bolt out. Damn it! You're walking towards him, and you're still a little distance away because he's like, I'm going to try to mentally go over to meters. You're about 100 meters away.
Okay.
So he's over there.
Oh, wow. Dee's shot was fantastic.
Well, oh yeah, it was. Like he was at not close, which is like within like if you're my brain does not give a thing. Never mind, you get it. So
Yeah.
he's for that way. He pulls the thing, he curses, and he puts up one hand while he kind of holds his wound. Hey, those things are expensive. I wasn't shooting anybody. Fine, we can talk.
I just look at him. It's like, well, if it's so expensive, you shouldn't let your toy out of your view.
I normally don't, but someone shot me.
Well, someone, namely you, threatened to kill two of us.
I was negotiating. He lifts the bottom of his armor, and pieces of ceramic pour out like a broken flower pot. That's expensive too and hard to get. God damn it.
Should have thought of that before you ran your mouth.
It's my job.
You need a better job.
Yeah. Also, it just seems like if you wanted to kill us, you could just kill us instead of announcing you were going to. That's like kind of like bad villaining.
While they're
I'm not a villain. I'm a professional. I didn't want to just kill you and then try to find out if one of you was Whip. I was trying to do the courtesy and offer you a chance to give him up and get free.
While they're talking from like a really quiet, far, far away voice, you just hear Dee go, "Want me to do it again?" And I'm like waving my crossbow in the air.
Make a
fully
willpower.
loaded.
Make a willpower save, D.
Willpower. Ah. Okay. Near miss, maybe?
Okay. So he touches the side of his helmet and it does the Guardians of the Galaxy fold back thing.
Uh-huh.
That's not like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what's the sci-fi series with the guys from the Ancient Astronauts? So the guy with the thing on his head. They had helmets that had visors. They would go shoot like that. He's got that. He, not literally, but he shoots daggers at you, and you do the mental math that you got him dead on. You didn't come close to defeating him, and how good his gear is, and that maybe he's a very, very dangerous person. So you're partially intimidated because he shoots you a very skillful intimidation look.
I just I whisper to myself, I'm in danger.
You're a little quiet, Danielle.
Okay.
Colt, is that coming through on your end?
I can hear it fine.
Okay, beautiful. All right. So he says, through gritted teeth, to Mharta, yeah, I should have flown that higher. So we're going to call this even, and I overlook my loss. And he points to the pile of broken flower pot. And I just get on my bike here and swipe left.
Wow. He's just out there.
Well, you're walking up. You're about 40 yards away from him. So he's like right over there at this point.
Okay. Hey. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Mharta.
Oh, no, I was just saying, okay, where this person is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call out to him, hey, who hired you to kill Whip?
You apparently know the contract's on the network, right?
I mean, I guess, but it never made sense to me who it was that hired him. Just that because he's retiring, people didn't want him around anymore? I didn't ask him last time.
There's a couple of reasons. One is, in the profession we're in, he knows things because of the job we do. And people are afraid that when you retire, you're going to be a little more loose-lipped about what you give up from the jobs you've completed. So that's one thing. The other thing is they don't like anyone walking away. They might have been trying to make a demonstration. I don't really worry about all that too much. I just know what the money was. The money is now, because of you, in the category of not worth it. So if you give me back Quibi, I'll get on my bike and I will fuck off.
What do you think, Mharta?
Well, I don't even know who this guy is that he's after. I don't know. Do you all need the money?
We're good. I feel like we're good for money, and that we probably shouldn't give up Whip to this guy just for fun.
Dorian. Yeah.
That's your name?
No, it's what I use though.
Okay. Well, Dorian.
I mean, just like I can imagine the guy's name is Whip Crackshot. It's just asinine.
Well, no, his turns out his real name is Allison Crackshot.
Why are you giving up his real name? Why are you
Oh, crap. I'm sorry.
He kind of looks over at Mharta. Yeah, well, all right. Nothing here was personal. Doing a job. The person I'm looking for isn't even here. that wasn't a real threat, or you wouldn't have seen me, and I would have at least pulled the gun. I didn't know that you were any kind of experienced or any kind of anyone that I needed to treat with professional courtesy. Honestly, the way you're walking down the street, you look like scavengers.
Well, we're kind of trying to go meet up with a guy to take us out into the desolation.
So you're suicidal scavengers.
Oh, we've been out there before. We're not dead yet.
All right. Well, see, I wouldn't have taken that tone with you at all had I known. Can I have my drone back now?
Oh my God, you just told everyone our plan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I messed up twice.
I should leave you in the desert and let him keep you.
Yeah, but he doesn't know Diane. Oh crap, I said another name.
Yeah, I'm really trying to play along with all of this. It would help if you let me talk to her and close this out.
Yeah, okay, fine, cool.
I'm going to try to forget all of this, and the smaller the list of things that I need to forget is, the easier it's going to be.
Okay. Jeez, stupid.
Are you training? Are you training him?
I wasn't, but I might have to change my mind. I don't know. I had one agenda. Now oh my God. I just wanted to get where we're going. And now you told the whole plan. Like this is one of those movies we used to watch way back when the world was still a thing.
None of the things that he should not have referred to are things I care about at all. So I'm going to go back to the network and pick up another job. If this guy is literally off the radar, if he's literally retired and he's gotten married and he's gotten away and his friends won't give him up, the contract's probably dead anyway. So I'm not going the direction you're going. I no longer care. I want to go back to my contacts and go murder somebody else for money. That I want that to be my Thursday. Is that cool?
Yeah, get out of here. Take your drone.
He takes it and it makes little happy drone like puppy goes back to dad noises. And he hugs it a little bit, kind of breaking tough guy character. It's okay, Quibby. And he puts it, he's got a mount on the back of his armor and it sticks.
Oh my God.
All right. And do you care to give me your name?
No.
Yeah, fair. We've got mine. I'll stay well clear of you. And he gets on the bike, kicks it off, and pulls away. He stops and shouts back at you. Nice shot, kid.
Bye.
And he roars away. During the 2 days it takes to get back to where you're going, do you at any point have words, Mharta, with Navad about his lips and ships and sinking?
I just look over at him like, how have you survived this long? How?
I mean, I have cool friends. I have a knack for talking to the right people. I'm just going to say that. I mean, I'm guessing Mharta didn't even articulate it. It was just a look. I don't know.
That was an amazing hit with that crossbow. How many damn sixes was that?
I think 3 in a row.
3 or 4. Definitely a turkey at least.
Up ahead, you see Edgewater. Edgewater is at the edge of the desolation. It's the remains of a strip mall. It's built around a bar called Big Hat, which is the remains of another fast food place whose symbol is a big sign that's an enormous cowboy hat. As you're approaching, you see that the flags of curse are hung there now.
Oh, man.
So, fists wrapped in barbed wire.
Curses everywhere.
I just start pulling out my crossbow and I'm really excited.
Yeah, so Mharta, because you probably got a better sense for strategy, that place is too big. Like, that would be rough. right? It's like walking up to Mos Eisley and going, "We're just going to take over."
Yeah, no, that's not going to work out that way.
Walking towards you, actually driving towards you, is a van. The van has been sandblasted by terrain. So it's literally obviously been through the desolation because it had paint, but it's got that weird worn clean that sandblasting does on the whole van. Also to the point where some of the corners have gone away and underneath there was fiberglass that's peeking and it's been multiply patched. So this is clearly a vehicle that's set up for the desolation. The other clues are there are snorkels attached to the engine that go up about 8 feet so that if you were buried or in a serious storm, the engine wouldn't choke out and die. It's also got mounted extra big knobby wheels on all four. And so it's been jacked up and it's all double wheels, which would give it a wider base, which would make it extra good for traveling over desolation. Those wheels the treads are caked with the red sand from the desolation. So, Lomar, would you pull up and park, or do you do a half skid to come out? Like, how showy is Lomar?
I think Lomar kind of pulls up and then just sort of edges a little bit at a time forward.
I just saw you.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And then stops.
So when you get out, what do you look like?
Lomar is a tall and very well bundled human being covered in scarves and robes to keep the dust out. He is brown of complexion as a result of having been in the desert for a long period of time and is sort of wind-blown brown, like the way you might be if you retired to Miami when you were 45 years old and never did anything for the rest of your life.
He's like a golfer.
Yeah, his name is Hutch or something in his head,
Right.
And he's got a tattoo on his face that is like a bad permanent henna tattoo that was done with reeds in the desert reeds and mud mixed with this dye that they used at some point to dye scarves and stuff with. So his face tattoo sort of matches the color of his scarves. He's just sort of overall deserty and tough, leathery looking.
And also
a little
probably,
decorated.
Yes.
the fact that he's got a crossbow is probably obvious. Would you normally just have? I'm picturing most Sanders as being a little bit like Dune, like having all their crap kind of strapped to them.
Yeah, it's sort of like flapping. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like strapped to him and flapping. So it's loose enough on the strap that he can pick it up and use it, but it's never untied because if you let anything go in the desert, it's gone.
So you did probably also see your large machete that's like probably to the side and a little bit to the back.
It's tied into the back.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so you know this is who you're looking for. And Lomar, you were also not aware that this settlement was taken over by the local warlord.
Okay.
You're far traveled enough that you know this shit happens. And generally when you see new flags up and somebody's a lot of guards, to just not pull into the parking lot.
Right.
That's a subtle Sander hint to do that.
Okay. So he gets out of the van through the side doors. There's like a old school like Astro van side door that he kind of pushes and it sort of barely hydraulically opens, which to him is the most impressive trick in his entrance book.
Oh my god. It's like a mom van.
Yeah.
And, I love it.
And it opens up and he greets you with a great big smile, but puts his hand directly on the butt of the crossbow and says, "Hello,
GM question, Mike. Did we sent for Lomar? Did we know what he looks like?
Yes, you got a description, and you also sent a vague direction of where you need to go. So that's
okay.
And do I know that this is them?
Yeah. We don't need to
Okay.
That's them, but you know that it's them.
Cool.
I am Lomar.
Hi.
Oh, you're fun. I like fun. You're fun.
Yeah, I'm fun. I'm an assassin. Wee.
Excellent.
Hey, I'm Lord Navad. I'm kind of working on not saying too much though, because it turns out like I maybe say too much.
Okay.
Do you know Nomi?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
She sends her regards.
Oh, cool.
Specifically to Lord Navad. So
that's me.
Yes, I know.
And Mharta is just looking at all this like, I don't know who this dude is.
And he's pretty, how would you put this? He senses a lot of things. Empathetic, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a little bit more than that, and can kind of sense her, not her power or anything, but just her presence, and kind of like turns around like it's a great big surprise and is like, hello.
Hello.
I am Lomar.
I'm Mharta.
I am happy.
I'm present.
Oh, this is a fun game. Shall we keep playing?
No.
Maybe later.
No.
Okay. I understand you're looking for a guide.
Yes, we are.
Well, look no further. I am Lomar.
So you said.
And so I remain.
Mharta may just shoot him.
So, hey, Lomar, can we get in the van?
Yes.
This town seems a little more messed up than the last time I was here.
Yes. And to me as well.
Yeah, if
Please.
you've been watching The Stand from a distance, it's got a very New Vegas kind of like background noise to it.
Yeah.
Like
is Paradise City playing all the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad things are happening there very clearly.
Okay. Please. I should have offered. Into the van.
So when you get in, you find out one of the reasons the door kind of grinds side open is there's all kinds of like new weather stripping has been applied to every place where sand could get in. So it's pretty sealed. Like this is very clearly a desert beast.
But there are rotational captain's chairs inside.
Love it.
Comfort
Yes.
is important. Yeah.
Yes. So there are two of those. And then there's like a third row couch and then the two seats up front. Please enjoy your seating.
This is so cool.
Yes, thank you.
And there's also a pile along one wall, probably on racks of redundant replacement parts, because desolation vehicles, as you've experienced before, break down a lot. Like Darth Vader, they don't, sand is not good for vans.
Can I offer you water?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're an Uber driver.
I am an Uber driver.
Do you have mints?
I was just about to offer chewing gum. Would you like some chewing gum?
Oh, yeah. Does it have a wrapper on it?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. So I take the gum and I'm gonna hold on to the wrapper to put in my spell book.
Right.
In case it, is good.
It has a scent of gum, like that's so faint and old.
It's it's like 100-year-old gum, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And the gum that's inside of it that you take is so crumbly, it's worse than Topps baseball card gum.
Uh-huh.
Like razzle.
Yeah, and it actually
a candy first. first, and then
Yeah,
like
it
softens
collapses
up
in your
mouth.
fingers.
Oh, I don't even get it in my mouth.
No,
It
it's like
just turns
powdery.
to dust.
You can lick it and it will chew.
I'm like licking the gum
Yeah.
dust on my fingers.
How is your gum?
It's not really much of it, but thank you.
You're very welcome. Shall we go?
Please.
Sure.
Okay, so his van is actually properly tuned up. So unlike a lot of the vehicles you've been in, it doesn't make that like the vehicle's trying to end its existence sound. It actually starts up properly.
Let us go.
Do you play music?
Of course I do.
What do you play?
Whatever my passengers would like to hear, obviously. Is there a
So-
style
so-
of music that you like?
So Mike, do you have a drop-down thing with CDs they can pick?
No, it's I actually have it's like a karaoke book that I hand back to them.
Love
Please
it.
make your choice. I have thousands of choices.
Mharta, what's your favorite song? Let's sing it together.
No.
Awesome! I'll sing it by myself. I can even guess your favorite song. I'll sing every song in the book until we find your favorite.
Oh, D, I don't know.
How far is it and can I walk?
So it's it's over a week by vehicle. So
Yeah.
You can sing
It's a
every
month on
song
foot.
twice.
D, no.
So
I have a microphone if you'd like to amplify your voice.
Yeah!
can I knock D out?
So the thing that you're probably realizing when you kind of like look at the way she was physically, Dee's actually a martial artist.
I understand that.
So the answer is no.
Sounds like Mharta's willing to risk it to
Oh yeah,
not
fair
deal
enough.
with the singing.
I can tell that. At this point, if there's going to be a week's worth of singing, I don't care.
That's right. Okay, so the camera pulls away as the vehicle pulls away from Edgewater. You have 3 days of safe travels. Is anything shared or transmitted other than someone begging Dee to not drive Mharta to homicide during those 3 days?
Yeah. So, I feel like Navad. So we know we're going to Haven, right?
Correct.
And Lomar knows how to get to Haven.
So we have a possible detail mix-up. We have Qui-Gon, in theory, monitoring chat live with fan base, yes?
Yes, he's there.
Is Brett online?
Brett is there too, I believe.
So if I'm to ask the people that normally watch us, if they remember if Diane survived or died, can the chat give us that piece of information?
I think so. I'm pretty sure she lived.
Yeah, no, that was my form of asking because I'm assuming they'll respond to me having said that.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see what the chat. Let's see what the
Yeah,
chat
totally.
said.
And
Wait, are we having a lore question?
We're having a lore question because as you might expect, I have a proper term.
Yep.
Good time.
Brett and Breeze have confirmed that Diane is alive. Colt is there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I
And
remember
Tiger's there too.
she took
Diane
over,
lived.
yeah, she took over from Shithead Supreme, right?
Yeah. So
She took the knot of the tree
yeah.
and then was basically High Priestess when you left.
Yeah, like when I could see the magic source, and
Okay,
we
I'm on track.
defeated.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to make
we're
sure she
good.
had-
Yeah, we're good.
Somebody remembered that she died. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't.
Yeah, no. That was you're
No,
you're
I
good.
totally get that.
So I do feel so. We'll cover the game talk here up with. I think Navad needs to talk to Mharta a little bit about Diane.
About what that was. Yeah, go
Yeah.
right ahead.
So we've been to Haven before. We got lost out here in the desolation, and we found this freaky, like, I guess it was like kind of like an oasis. That was, it was like just a source of life. There was like a life force in this place, and we got caught in a snowstorm, but then we found this place. But then it turned out there was this bad dude who was controlling the force of it and made everybody in the town be kind of his like minions, or like it was like a cult, and he was controlling everybody. But then there were these women who could also commune with the life force, and then we had to fight him because there was enough people who didn't want this guy to be in charge. And so we fought him, and like some stuff happened to my parts, and then we beat the guy, and then these women, and then Diane was the leader of them. They took over, and they're kind of running this town now. And I think when I look at you, that's kind of like the force that you have, and I think that you guys could help each other. That's why we're going there, to meet Diane.
Okay. Now, if this cult leader was there before, would these people even welcome you back?
Oh yeah, we helped them. They didn't want this guy around, but he like kind of took over, and we blasted him. Like when I shot him with magic, and he literally disappeared, like he disintegrated, but then the life force was trying to bring him back or something. I don't know. It was weird, man. It was like a magic thing that I'm not used to, and I think it's like more like the kind of stuff that you have going on, which is not my style of magic. Like, I break stuff. This was like a life force thing. This was like this is like, and I think like you guys could work together.
We'll see. Let's see what Diane has to say, and if she can figure out what this supposed power I have even is.
Yeah, because I don't. It's outside of my specialty, as you know. So how was that? Did I tell you too much? That was good to give you that much information, right?
Yes, because I'm not trying to kill you.
Oh, right. Well, but what if Dee told you all that stuff and she was singing?
Bye, bye, Mr. Levy. Goodbye.
No, Dee.
But the levee was dry. Them good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing.
So
We're halfway through the A's.
It's like day 4.
So
I do like a
on the second day.
moving van and just
You just want to take the force on your
Chad
shoulder.
recommended that you sit on top.
just roll, duck and roll, land on my shoulder.
Yeah. So on the day following that, Dee and Lomar, you're up. Dee's up front with Lomar. I'd like you to have a brief conversation, about popcorn, please.
So it's a confection that you eat, and it's very dry, and it's very sandy in your mouth, and it crumbles, and it's chewy, and it tastes like everything else.
Sounds bad. Why would you want it?
It's addictive. It is one of the very few things that I have ever eaten that tastes completely different in my mind than it does when I eat it in real life.
It sounds like you have what somebody has described to me as an oral fixation.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. Thank you for noticing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're very interested in finding out what Mharta's favorite song is. What is your favorite song?
Oh, I like every song. Mostly I kind of gravitate towards funk, though.
Yes.
Yeah. My sister loved Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I don't know. I think I liked more of like the newer, what would you call it? Electro funk, like Tuxedo. Like
yes.
Number one. Do you have that song?
I do. But for me, make my funk the P-Funk. I wants to get funked up.
Oh my gosh, let's do it!
Boy, so that would be a sound cue we can't possibly afford, but we all know exactly what song plays. The following day. This is day 4 of being on the road. So it will occur to Navad and maybe, no, not Dee. She's too distracted by music. Navad, you're not having any encounters.
Okay.
Travel has been safe. This has been what it's like to travel with Mharta. Like there's something about her that has kept misfortune away. And also for anyone who doesn't know, that's desolation. Desolation was the areas hit strongest by the bombs, some of the chemical elements, and it destroyed everything to the point where it became like a sand. It's not really sand, it's a powder, and something about it made it red. And the assumption is it has organic matter in it. So the people with the terrible thought in their brain, like, we're riding around on the corpses of a million people. That's kind of like the presumption. People don't like getting the red sand in their mouth,
right?
For that reason.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere, and it's also featureless. Like unless there's something that can poke out of that, it's been nuked flat. There are literally glass lakes where there were direct hits, but this is like the next worst. You also have to watch for rad zones. I'm going to assume, Lomar, you have those rad strips hanging like those fir trees from your rear view.
Yeah, it's like a scent thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see if it starts turning.
Yeah.
On day 4, though, a sandstorm kicks up. So this is a little concerning to Lomar because sandstorms can sometimes also be rad storms. And you haven't had the money yet to, like, you can rad insulate the inside of a van. Like you could use sheeting and you could use, lead, and you could make it safe. But that's a lot of money to get the right salvage to do that. Also, there are just sandstorms that are sandstorms, but there's ones that end up being like glass being hurled around. You encountered one of them that had hail coming down. Also, there are ones that are so fierce that would just lift your van right up in the air. So there's no telling what you're dealing with. So what do you do?
Okay, everybody, we're going to need to stop it for a little while and just kind of hunker down where we are until we figure out what kind of the sandstorm this is. I wouldn't be too worried if I were you. Just, chill out, calm down, drink some water. And if you'd like some gum, I've got some more.
Yeah, I could go for some gum.
So I'm going to assume.
Why don't you just take the pack?
Hey, thank you.
So I'm going to assume that you've got loops on the top and you've got long bungees and very long stakes, because anchors wouldn't be effective, but you could do the equivalent of how we did this in the Ren Fair camps. You take a really long rebar and you anchor that sucker down, which gives it a little better protection against that if it gets worse.
Right. So I'll tell them, hang tight. I'm going to go outside for just a second. And I open the door and there's the most like howling, screamy wind sound of all time. And then it like the door closes and it's like, and
right. Cause you've got it sealed. Yeah.
And you can see him like walking cheerfully, same smile and everything, but into what looks like Godzilla's fist of wind, just like punching him around and picking him up. Bless you. And pulling these giant stakes off of the top of the van and then driving them into the sand. I'm trying to think of how he'd fix them into the sand. They'd have to be deeper somehow.
Oh, they could be the kind of things that are almost like what are those, like drywall screws? So you like put it in and then once it's like stomped down.
Yeah, so it's a countersinking screw.
Yeah. And the angle does a lot even with rebar. If you do it like that, the weight will keep it down. So when he opens it up, it's like LV 426. So it's like what it was like in the movie Alien when they landed on the planet. I'm picturing that level of wind. So it's like, and then
okay. And so you see him kind of like running around pulling these things out, and then all of a sudden the door opens again and it's like, and he comes back in and he's covered in sand, but just as cheerful as ever, brushing it all off.
Make a landlord check for me.
Let me see what I got for landlore. It's a whole different part of the sheet that I've never had to check before. Oh, 6.
Wow. Nice.
Dang.
Okay. It is going to get much worse.
Okay.
So you know the signs, and it's like how fast it's gaining speed. You know, you're like, this is definitely, like you said, it's definitely a hunker down situation.
Yeah. It's going to get a lot worse out there, guys. I think we're stuck for a while.
So, GM question. So, this seems unusual to Navad in that we've been traveling with Mharta for a while and don't have bad luck. Can I do some kind of can I do like a sense check or something to see if there's maybe something else going on?
No, I'll give you that. She is farther from the few, and she's not heading to them. And you did see energy flowing from them to her.
Oh.
Before you were distant,
Okay.
but she was going to them. Like now you're just going way
Right.
out in the desert.
Okay.
So if it's any kind of a power source, you know, she's not anywhere near that power source now.
So, okay.
So I'm going to have to get out every couple hours to make sure that the sand doesn't reach the level of the windows. Because if we get buried underneath the sand, we're done for. So when it starts to drift up into the windows, occasionally I will climb out and try and clear it off a little bit.
So about an hour passes. During that hour, despite the anchoring, the van will do this from time to time, and you can hear it straining, right? So it would creak and strain. You would, even inside the sealed van, you'd hear the howling through the wall of the van. And the first time you climb out, it's already like a third of the door is blocked, so you need help to get the door open. Because van doors don't open in; they always have to. Push
Yeah. Well, except for the sliding door.
Yeah. So you can climb out.
Yeah.
You're already a third buried. So it's over the tires.
Okay, this one's bad. I'm not going to lie. And we seem to be pretty far off from somewhere we can take different kinds of shelter. So if anybody has any ideas, now's the time.
So the one thing you have is you do have an extension for your snorkel, which will also make sure, not only does that make sure that air can get into the engine, it can make sure that air gets into the van. So you could raise that so that if it gets higher in the windows, you have air in the van.
Okay, I will monitor the situation, and when the time comes, I don't want to expose it to the wind too early, lest it snap in half.
So you have to get in fast, or you might get, because it's at the and you're covered because you're a sander, but it's like this would sandblast exposed skin at this point.
Right. Okay, so I'm getting back in.
Okay. So again, it's gotten monstrous out there.
Can I tell if it's at the apex or if it's continuing to get worse?
Landlord check, please.
Oh, I am wildly unsuccessful.
No idea.
Yeah. Okay, folks. I don't know what to tell you. We're just going to ride this one out. I mean, there's nowhere I'd rather be than here with you. Anybody need some water? Let me know. I've got a little bit left in the back. I would say this is just make sure that we go a little easy because we might be without it for a little while. And sounds like the music's still working. So, D, if you want to keep singing, we're...
Mharta, I bet you wondered what hell would look like over the years. So
a sand-covered, buried alive in a sand-covered van with a karaoke person.
Yeah.
About 40 minutes later, you start hearing on the top of the van scratching, like someone taking like a steak knife and just drawing it across the metal.
Oh. So I reach up and pat the roof and go, okay, baby, it's going to be okay. All right.
I'm going to use my bad karma.
Uh-oh.
And
kill
you're going to
everybody.
have to make a reaction save, please.
Everybody?
Nope, just him.
Just Lomar.
Just
Okay.
Oh, I am successful.
Okay. You pull your hand back because a little pointy thing gets through the metal and almost goes through your palm.
Do I know what it is?
Make a you don't have, so there's an advantage that Winona has called creature catalog, but you can still make a beast mastery roll.
Let's see what I got for beast mastery.
You're an outdoor kind of dude.
I got 4 for beast mastery. Let's see how
Yeah,
it goes.
you might.
Nope.
Good. Nah, it looks like some kind of beetle, but big. And
It's like a big beetle out there, you guys.
Well, and there's the leg was only that big, so it's not like beetle. Like you don't need Harryhausen to animate it. It's
Okay.
but there's also many of them because you're hearing scratches all along the outside of the van.
Got it.
And
So
then
was it like just the leg that came in?
Yep. And then you see one skitter across the top of the window, and there is a thing that's like a 2-foot beetle that you could swear was made of steel.
And it's on top of the roof of the thing.
There's a bunch of them.
Oh,
It's like a metal scarab.
Yep.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
they're starting to pry through the roof, kind of like opening a tuna can.
All right. Well, if anybody has suggestions, now's the time.
Should I, Navad? Should I take my fighting stance and hit it back through the roof?
I don't know if that's gonna do any good. Here, I got an idea. It's still storming out, right, GM?
Oh yes.
Hold on just a sec, guys. I'm gonna try something I've never tried before, but I'm gonna use these gum wrappers to try to do something.
Okay.
That's great.
So,
Okay. That's true. Lomar has no idea who the hell he is or what.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Navad is going to try a little improvised magic.
Sure.
I'm going to see if I can channel enough juice through my palms to essentially electrify the roof. Do I have enough of that power?
Yeah, that's more of like altering something, but it is also destructive.
It's destructive. I could just see if I can make it really hot. I was thinking electricity would work better.
I'm sorry. Are you going to say that the roof is on fire?
Yes, the roof is on fire.
And you know what the only
Well,
problem
if you
is
need
with that
some
is-
water, it's in the back of the van.
So go ahead and give me a test.
Okay. As a ravage test?
Yes, please. And so when you look, he just basically puts his hands up and concentrates.
Oh. Oh my god. I was unsuccessful.
Well, there's a good karma hanging over here, but I caution you that you're in the middle of a possibly deadly storm. So do you want to risk flipping that back over to Mike?
No, I feel like I shot my shot. I'm gonna take the hit on failing on an improvised magic piece, and then we'll roll with good karma in case we need it later.
You're actually going to take a wound
Oh no. Okay.
back on you. So it works.
Okay.
But there's like a discharge, kind of like the Emperor's Force magic. The Emperor from Floors. And,
Yeah. I got you.
shocks you, and he falls back on the ground, and his hands are literally smoking.
Whoa.
Dang.
Oh my god, are you okay?
No. This hurts. So I took a wound, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, it didn't work.
It's so excited the beetles, and they're scratching faster.
Sorry.
Good job. Good job. That was sarcasm, by the way.
No, I picked up on that. I'm sorry.
Dee, do you have medicine?
No, I can only kiss it and make it better. Do you want me to kiss it and make it better?
Maybe later.
Okay.
Let's not die first.
Okay.
Yeah, he's probably holding his hands like this, and there's scorch marks on them.
So from my perspective, I have no idea what it was he was attempting, and then he just like squints his eyes and grabs some gum wrappers, and then his hands start smoking.
And then my hands catch on fire in front of you.
Time to replace your gum, man.
I am very sorry about the gum.
So you could theoretically, if you cared to, Mharta, you because there definitely is a first aid kit. I imagine you would have traded for like the white and red plastic first aid kit to have it displayed.
Oh yes,
I'm getting that vibe from you.
Yeah.
So
there's unguents in there.
So if you want to bandage and unguent his hands, you could.
Okay, do I need to roll for that or just
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so Mharta is actually treating your hands.
Okay.
That will help the wound clear faster, but still not right away.
Okay.
It certainly also save it from getting worse. Like you don't want an untended wound like that.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, he's got a supply of unguents, and some of them haven't dried up over God knows how long.
Well, they're porcelain jelly based.
Yeah.
They're not porcelain jelly. Yeah, porcelain jelly.
That's my favorite band, man.
Yeah.
Mine too. Oh my gosh, we should sing some porcelain jelly right now.
So it's becoming clear that if you don't do something, those beetles are going to rip through the roof to you.
Okay, well, looks like we're gonna have to do something. Well, you said we have I have car parts?
Yeah.
What car parts do I have?
A variety. What would you like there to be?
I would like there to be a carburetor that has some fuel in it, perhaps an oil and gas mix as a 2-stroke engine.
So you pull a carburetor off the rack out of one of those like nets for parts, and you're like, yep, just a little.
And do I have any method of lighting something on fire?
Of course.
God's head.
I mean, you have any number of. I mean, here's the thing: we haven't had a character that's a tech before, and you actually have technical ability, so you can do things like use your bodge skill. If you want to like hook up like a potential like short fuse explosive, which sounds like it's where you're going.
Yeah,
that would be a bodge test.
Okay, the only problem is I don't want to blow up my van, but I might have to.
So would they be able to tell kind of what you're thinking? Like, are you muttering to yourself? As you're
am. I'm sort of pulling things out and saying like, okay, is enough oil? And if I could just wrap it. And I notice that there's bandages in the first aid kit. And I'm thinking about wrapping it as the fuse, right? With bandage. And then putting it on the roof of the car and drawing them with the heat until it explodes. I have an idea.
Forming in your head.
Yeah. It's better to drive alive with a roof that is broken than to be dead and buried in a sandstorm, is my idea.
That's our new motto now.
I'm going to need some help making sure I can get back into the van. Can you guys clear the door path for me while I get to the top?
Sure.
Sure.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap this carpet. I'm gonna soak the one end of it in as much oil as possible.
Okay.
And then wrap it so that the other end is hanging out. And then I'm gonna need to light it in the car because of the wind. So
okay. So we're not going to even make the bodge roll now because it's more exciting if we do it when the thing happens.
Yeah.
So two of you will open the door, and you have to force it because even the one that you can force sideways, it's partially blocked now. So it's going to require an effort to get that sucker out. And then Lomar is going to climb out. Lomar, you need to make a toughness save.
All right, let's see what has Lomar got for toughness. Where are you at? 4. Okay. Oh, yes.
Okay. So if you weren't dressed specifically as a sander to avoid getting ripped apart by this kind of thing, this is like terrible movie piranhas stripping the skin off your bone kind of nonsense.
Okay, how many are there? Can I see?
So you look up and it's hard to see in the storm, but half a dozen, 8, something like that.
Okay.
They're all over the top of the van, sorry.
So I look at them and smile big with this giant flaming thing in my
About
hand.
half
And
of
say,
them look up and they've got those, I forget the name of the beetle, but they have that kind of tuning fork on their head.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
That blue beetle has?
Yeah.
Like a scarab beetle.
Yeah. And they
So I
kind of
say-
look over.
Yeah. Hello. I brought you a gift. And I leave this flaming thing on top of the van and say, but I've got to go. Have a nice day.
Okay.
And then-
one more toughness roll.
Oh, I'm successful. Wow, 3 6s out of 4.
Okay. You pull him in, close the door. He's fine, although he's got like a whole, thick crusting of dead humans and sand and powdered nonsense. And your plan seems to have worked because you hear tink, 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 tink as they're drawn over to the warm thing. And then you make a very important bodge test for me.
Haha, let's see what have I got for bodge. 4.
Holy shit.
I am unsuccessful.
I saw another roll.
That was the one before.
You got a 5 though.
I got
It's
a
partial.
5. Yeah.
Okay. So the 5 is going to succeed but blow the roof off. Do you want to use your good karma?
I kind of really do.
Okay. All right. So that will give you the success you want. So there's a kaboom, and there are holes in the ceiling now, but you either destroy or drive off the beetles. So next problem, there are now some holes in the roof, and there is a storm that's not abating, and you can't see out of most of the front window. Like you are going to go under the sand in this storm.
How many holes and what size?
They are 4 that will range in size to the standard coins in old American currency.
Okay.
Yeah, quarters, nickel.
So we're going to need to patch those holes.
And I would assume you have patching shit because that's
Yeah. I've got like sealant, like tire sealant.
yeah.
So I'll spray that in the holes. It's the kind that it's the rubber that expands.
So you would also probably be yelling directions to them, yeah.
Yeah.
Although do you yell? He doesn't feel like he yells.
No, I get loud. I just get louder. I don't yell. It's
Right.
just like I glow.
Hey guys, I got a hole in my roof.
Hey, there's some holes in the roof. Now I'm going to go ahead and patch it with this rubber stuff.
3 hours later, you are definitely covered. You didn't set up the extended scoop, but you still had until very recently air coming in through the snorkel, which at the very least was, what would I say, like 8 feet high?
Mm-hmm.
So it is now covered, but you have a van full of air from this point, and you're aware that's gonna, if you're not doing a lot of breathing, if you're
Like not a lot of
Not a lot of
singing.
extra breathing.
maybe a little less singing. Oh my
Okay.
God, the gods have heard the gods have heard Mharta.
No, Dee has gone full good girl quiet mode, and I'm over here counting how long I can hold my breath, and then
Are you playing the quiet game?
Yes, I think we all are. So I actually grabbed the karaoke book,
Yeah.
and on one of the blank pages on the back, I grab a pen out of the glove compartment and write "save breath!" and hold it up for everybody.
Okay, I need everyone to make an endurance save.
Cool. Do you want us to go in order?
Yeah, let's start with D.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. That helps.
Sure. So we all get in a dice roller at the same time.
Yeah, it
Right.
becomes chaos.
Did we lose D?
Hello, D. Is she holding her breath still?
I'm right here.
Oh no, she's there.
Making
I'm sorry.
endurance
Make
save?
your endurance roll.
I don't know why it won't let me. Can somebody roll for me, please? I'm so sorry.
What do you have?
What's your endurance save? A 5?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll for you.
I have to refresh it. I'm sorry.
Okay, partial's enough. Navad?
Okay, I'm a 3. I'm going. Got it.
Okay, so you're fine. Lomar?
I have 6. Yes.
Fine.
Got it.
Okay, and Mharta?
And what save we doing?
Endurance save?
Oh, I've only got 4. Oh dear.
Oh.
Okay, so Mharta has passed out.
Uh-oh.
So this is about 4 hours later. So you've been in here in the storm, and now it's quiet because you're packed in, right? So it's like being buried. So you're only hearing a little. Well, the snorkel's buried at this point, so you're not hearing anything.
Wow.
So after.
So we have no idea if it's still storming or not.
No, you're probably actually having a discussion about, does somebody want to try to break out and dig? And at that point, Mharta literally passes out.
Oh.
I mean, Dee's not looking great, but she's not passed out. But yeah, Dee, you're feeling a little lightheaded.
Guys, if you don't let me punch through the van or something, we're all gonna die.
Oh, poor sick Dee.
I mean, from a physics standpoint, not to get all super crazy about it, but there's no physical way to punch out of this situation. Like, you couldn't do it. It's not possible.
Well,
And I think Lomar would know that.
yeah.
Like, I think some people might not know that. We know it because we're nerds. I think some people might not. Lomar would, I think.
Yeah. Punching's not going to help.
Okay.
We need to find another way. And I think I have an idea.
Do any of you conscious people have medicine?
No.
Somebody might want to medical the person that's passed out.
Yeah, I have I have a 2 meds. I think our best med is the one who passed out.
I have 5.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
So go ahead and give me a roll. You
Can
roll
I get
a 5.
extra for having friends?
For sure. Add a die.
Never mind. Partial. I got a
Hi.
partial.
Well, partials, all you need to make sure she's like alive, right?
Okay.
So you do all the standard medicine, you check the airway. You'll probably do like a little like breathing in for her
Mhm.
and make sure she's oxygenated. Again, Lomar, also because you have text, you have some psi skill. You know a lot more science than a lot of people. So you're like, yeah, you know how to check to make sure she's got oxygen, and you would do those things. So you can keep her. All of that means you should not be the person taking lead on checking if there's a way to dig or do anything, because you would be concentrating.
Okay,
On
that's
Mark.
what I'm doing then.
Yeah. So D and Navad, it falls to you two crazy kids to figure out what to do from this position. Hey, let's make this as we see that the two somewhat mercurial young adventurers are the ones with the fate of the party in their hands. That sounds like time for a bio break, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does sound like a time for a bio break, because I also need to, like, Shannon the player also needs to kind of stew on what our move is going to be.
Well,
no kidding.
buddy, you got 5 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, can we take a little bit longer to make sure that Tanya can get a bite to eat?
If that
Go
will
take-
help, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
See you in a few.
Okay. See you in a few.
And we're back. When we left, we had our party trapped within a relatively climate-controlled van that had been partially ripped up by steel beetles, and it's in the middle of a terrible storm that apparently is choking them and now eventually possibly crushing them to death. Fortunately, Dee and Nevada are on the job.
Oh my god!
And it's a good thing that I don't have bad karma up. Oh, wait, I
You
do.
You do.
Yeah,
Because we used, I think Eric used the karma.
Shannon, I know I was being a dick.
Oh, okay, good. Oh,
But
Lord.
what do you do?
Oh my god. Okay. And Lomar is attending to a passed out Mharta.
Yeah, we'll occasionally give her mouth to mouth, checking to make sure she's oxygenated. Any of the things that when you're struggling with breathing like that could cause damage. He's being effectively field trained medically. He can keep her alive and healthy, but he has to pay attention to it.
Okay. I'm still a little bit wounded from the my attempt to.
And your hands feel like crap.
D. I know I kind of messed up the magic on the last thing that I was trying to do, but I think I need to do a new thing. I think I'm going to try to like blast a chimney or a tunnel hole through the sand to see if we can get both some air or a way to climb out of this thing. Are you, what do you think, D? Are you talking, D?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, I couldn't for a second.
Sorry, I said through the pipes, like through the air pipes or whatever.
No, through the sand. We got to open the side door of the van, and I'm gonna see if I can blow a hole through the sand. Like, you said you wanted to punch your way out. That gave me an idea. I don't think you could punch your way out of this sand, but I might be able to force a tube out of it.
Okay. How do I help?
Open the door.
Okay.
And you can talk to Lomar. Like, you can tell him, hey, we're going to try this.
I'm explaining.
Yeah, he shouldn't.
He has not seen any of my magic work, though, right?
Well, as far as he knows, he just gave you a bad bunch of gum. Like,
It blew up in your hands.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need to roll for anything, right? Like, I have a strength of 6, so I can definitely open this door.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, you are way stronger than you look.
Okay.
So it is, how packed is the sand? Like, if we open this door, is it going to start pouring in?
So
yeah, if it's above the car.
it will, but she's got a strength of 6. So
Okay.
she can push out and kind of pack back. You got to move fast because it's going to try to come into the van because it's not really entirely sand, so it sticks a little better. So you can get out and try. As you're doing that, you feel something behind you.
I feel something. Oh, okay.
Oh God, I'm that thing that's gonna happen.
And you realize you have the option of letting him help you blast.
Oh, I'm going to let him help me blast this thing.
Okay.
I'm letting him in.
So then we'll do it where I just fling the door open and then you do that at like basically at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, because we're already halfway through that and this scene going that way, you push, he leans out, he's going to look back and he will smile at you.
Okay.
And halfway through the smile, it's not Nevada anymore.
And I totally pick it up because you said that I have like new micro expression reading stuff. So like it 100%.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Well, and you kind of have a sense of what's going on with him now.
okay.
So this is definitely happening. But I'll let you wait to respond because immediately what happens is he stretches out his arm and there is a massive blast of energy. So roll your Ravage with +2 dice.
+2. Okay. Here we go. 7d6.
Great time to get lots of 6s.
This would be a good time to get lots of 6s.
You can do.
I got one.
Okay. If only you didn't have to re-roll.
Oh.
You karma.
Why do I?
Because he just karma'd the shit out of
Oh, he
you.
karma'd me. Okay. Okay.
Roll. You got it. You got it. Ah!
Got it.
Oh!
Okay. So there is an almost anime level of cracked energy.
Right.
It's straight up. And the fortunately, one of the side effects is it's going to compact burn that sand into.
Yeah.
I did a little in high school. We had a metal shop, so I did a little hard pack clay aluminum casting. So I'm picturing what those molds look like because they were just compressed red clay, red sand. So it looked like that. As soon as you do it, there's an immediate like sigh as the air exchanges because it blasts through to the top. So the air would exchange. There'd be like, like a backdraft in fires, how that works. So you get that exchange, like you'd kind of even lean forward a little bit.
Okay.
I would imagine Mharta would wake up almost immediately.
It almost like was respirating for her, like the
Yes.
force of the air leaving the van.
You would get like a as the good air comes in. And what you kind of look up, and you are a good to the top of the van, 6 feet above that is sand. So it's maybe 2 feet above the snorkel. So you are pretty far under the sand at this point. And now everyone can breathe.
Can we see if it's still storming?
It is not.
Uh-huh.
Good job.
Whee!
I did it.
Navad, he's not gone.
Oh, I still have a presence?
Oh, he's you the way you put it was effectively an invitation, and he is hanging out.
Oh, I would definitely have like been excited, but then ran up to him and been like, "Hey, are you okay?"
I'm absolutely fine.
You are not okay. Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm oh no. Oh no. I'm D. What is happening?
I saved you.
Right. But you're not Navad. I
Yeah,
know Navad.
How do you know?
I don't need to I don't have time to describe this to you. I know. What are you doing in there? Give me back Navad.
Do you want to go back under the sand?
Oh, you're cute. You think you could take me? Oh my god. What is happening right now?
So it's clear to Mharta, by the way, that Navad is acting strange. Like exactly why, you're probably not sure, but his physicality is different and his voice is obviously a little different.
I'm gonna call her over. Mharta, I need your help.
I don't think Dee realizes she's in a van.
No, I don't. I have no idea. I thought we were.
She's 4.2 feet away from you.
I thought we got out.
Oh no, that's the goal, all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so then I would just turn like a normal human person.
Sure.
Mharta, something's wrong with Navad. He's possessed or something. This is not him.
Doesn't sound like him, no.
No. He didn't even recognize me. He knows I have a crush on him.
Well, if he's possessed, that's not a factor now, is it?
obviously, but what I'm saying is he didn't even recognize me, so I clearly know that it's not Nevada in there. Like, what do we do?
Well, one, you need to calm down. Because freaking out while we're under the sand is not going to help. And I actually turn and look at least at this person who looks like Nevada.
So here's the weird thing. Actually, give me an insight check. Let's see if I can give you any other extra bonus revelations.
Both of us, or
No. We're giving her the pass at it.
okay.
All right. So.
You already know stuff. You came into it with stuff.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, if you were to take Nevada, same dude, and make him very self-confident and self-aware, that's what he'd sound like.
Okay. But
there's an edge of like something sinister, but honestly, most of it is Nevada, when you hear him speak normally, there's a little bit of like he talks like this, and his physicality is very like this and no, and he does a lot of this. This version of him is very in a weird way, what he is now is more comfortable in his skin than Nevada is.
Yeah, he's more self-assured.
Yep.
And so I turn to this person that looks like Nevada.
Mm-hmm. Make a sense, because you got power. So go ahead and make a sense check.
Me or Nevada?
Mharta?
I'm sorry, Mharta, yes.
Mharta, okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead and use names.
I'm making a what check?
Sense?
Okay, I'm just seeing how many I've got really quick. Okay, that's a 3.
Yeah, I don't think it's your best thing.
But I gotta say.
Nice.
Love it.
That is Nevada. You're not sensing anything from anywhere else. As far as you know, that's still Nevada.
All right, so I turn and look at him. What happened? Why are you different?
I don't know. I guess a little bit more successful. Shall we get out of this van?
Yes, but you do realize you're upsetting Dee with this.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset Dee. Dee's my friend.
You people are so fun.
We're going to leave you here under the sand.
No, he's so cool. Please, let's keep him. I mean, take him.
Lomar, do you want to come with us?
Yes. How else will you get to where you're going?
Well, your van is buried under several feet of sand, so I'm not sure how you think this is going to work out for you.
I'm more than just a van. I'm a tracker. I know the desert. This is not the first storm you'll encounter. Without me, you might get buried for good and have no idea where you're going.
You guys are also super not immune to rad like I am, so you could totally die of exposure.
Die of exposure, die of singing.
Listen, I'm really good at singing. If you would join in with me, then it would be fun.
While they're debating, I think Nevada's going to try to climb out the tunnel that he created.
And when I notice that, I'm going to go follow Nevada.
3 hours later.
Aha, we got out.
You just, yeah. I love that. I love that thinking. And, $2,000 right around the corner. Everything's going to be fine. No, as it turns out, digging out is rough because you have that one area that you've got like I don't know what this what's here. The cans that pineapple juice come in. It's a pineapple juice with hole to the surface.
It's a Dole hole.
It's a Dole hole. And that's now the AKA of the episode will be Dole Hole.
Dole hole.
Um,
There we go.
So you start digging out. You discover the minute it's not that compressed thing that you made with the orbital laser,
Uh-huh.
the sand starts collapsing.
Oh, that's
So
not
it's
good.
possible to dig out, but it is going to take time. And unfortunately, Lomar is a super prepared. Lomar is apparently a scout and has all the tools. And I'm assuming you have multiple shovels and everything.
Augers.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But it's
In case we're going ice fishing, I've got the whole 9.
It's going to take hours.
I also have kind bars if you're hungry. So
So
it might have been a long flight. So grab yourself a kind bar.
what's going on with Navad and his presence?
You feel
Am
great.
I?
You're self-assured.
I feel great.
You're confident. You're feeling
Okay.
good.
Okay. Good.
Let's dig, shall we?
Dee is so conflicted at this point because Navad has gone from like slightly adorable to wildly attractive within his own skin. And she is like, I really want to flirt with this thing, but it is not my friend, so I don't know what to do.
What I'm picturing here, since I'm probably stuck on Stephen King right now, is very Christine. Like when the kid cools up and gets confident in Christine, same actor, but very different vibe, right? And this is, of course, not Spider-Man 3 because that's what they tried to do and failed, I think, famously with that. Okay. Digging for hours, which we obviously don't have to play because that's boring because it's digging. But I do need a willpower roll from Navad to not fall asleep.
Okay.
You would prefer to stay focused and not fall asleep.
Okay. That is a 7d6, and I got it.
Okay. So you realize you're going to have to sleep in shifts because this is going to be at least a night into the day to even dig to the top, let alone try to find a way to get the van out of this hole. So will you sleep in shifts? Navad, you don't really want to sleep and you're not tired.
Okay.
I think the two people who are suffering from a little bit of oxygen deprivation, I think Mharta and Dee are very tired.
Okay.
I actually don't need much sleep.
Oh, that's right. And so this is the next day. So it's like 9 in the morning. We'll say that Dee and Mharta are sawing logs, and you've been digging out, and you're maybe halfway up. And you would have to dig it wider and wider to be able to eventually do this. You can't just do this.
Mm-hmm.
You have to dig like that. And you're starting to accomplish it. And so both Navad and Lomar are working in the hole when you see a face look down from above into the hole.
Oh!
The face has linen scarf wrapped around and a head covering, and the face is covered in tribal tattoos. Having trouble down there?
Yeah, we got buried.
So he sees on something we didn't mention is Lomar, like all Sanders, has facial tattoos.
Yeah, he had the henna job on his face
that's right.
that matched his scarves.
So he says, "You need the red sand. Need a hand up, cousin?"
Yes, please. We're pretty well stuck down here. There's a whole van underneath.
All right, boys, circle up. We're going to be here a while. Get out the equipment. I'm going to need the cinder blocks. Go north. I think there's another set of riders. Pull them back. We're invoking the red sand. All right, boss. And you hear motorcycle engines boot up.
And then Lomar drops the fake happiness for a second.
Yeah.
And is like,
he does the same. And so you see again, we get like the fisheye camera up at him.
yeah.
And he clearly the leader of whatever that scavenger group is. And then we're just going to do this as a montage because there's no interaction required. I need another willpower save from Navad.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Over the next 6 or 7 hours, a group of about 20 other Sanders set up like a things to be able to pull down. So like a superstructure, and then tackle. They have been making shovels. They have things. They bring up a truck. They have equipment, so they're going to be able to dig you out.
Okay. Dig with the vehicle?
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay.
So the gentleman that was talking to you, the leader's name is Ulan. Typically, he wears a gas mask and goggles. He has a voice changer.
Yeah.
That should do, yes?
Yes. I am, as always, bound. If ever there's anything that you can think of that you need.
You're Nomi's friend, yes?
I am.
So you escort right now?
Yes, I am tracking them.
So they are your charges.
They are.
Off limits, boys. All right. They're hunting, we're scavenging. We're going to go west of here. You'll be going further north for a bit.
We're headed for Haven.
Really? They don't
Yes.
like outsiders much there.
They don't like too many people in general there.
All right. But I hear it's green, which is a strange thing out here.
Yes. I've seen it a couple of times. It is
We
something to
resupplied
see.
you. We were a little low on one of your unguents, and we put back your water. We didn't have gum, though.
More water. Thank you so much.
You might need it. I mean, hopefully the skies have spent their rage, so I don't think you'll experience a storm.
Would you accept H through J in the book of karaoke?
I will sing with you next when we have a meet. How about that?
That sounds wonderful. You pick the tune and I've got the track.
Oh, I forgot. Elton John? He pulls
Yes.
out a CD. You have a thing to put on the little chips from the shiny discs, right?
Yes.
Here you go.
Elton John.
I found it inspiring because the notes on the paper claim that he is still standing.
Better than he ever did.
It is inspirational. He
Yes.
is like a true survivor.
But he feels like a little kid.
Truly amazing.
I take so much joy from that.
So he gives you like the warrior hug.
Yeah.
And to your companions, you've gotten lucky to have Lomar here. All right, we're out. And
To the red sand.
To the red sands. And they're two different groups. And it was probably explained off camera. I don't need to spend time on it. But the people that live out here in these harsh conditions, they have a thing called the Red Sand Code, where even if they're enemies, if you're going to get brought down by the environment, you can invoke the code, and they will give you medical supplies, they will give you food, they'll give you water, basically to assure survival. They will always come together against the environment. So you'll never see a sander like just die on the sands if there are other sanders around. So one of the reasons they have facial tattoos is to recognize each other. All right, so you are now free. Now, your wound isn't going away, Navad.
Okay.
You need to be in a situation where you can recover from that. And you're not...
Even with unguents?
Yeah, even with the unguents. So you're on day 6. So it is clear to everybody midway through day 6 that Navad has not slept. So he is looking tired, like his eyes are sunken. And he has, like, if someone is like, dude, lay down, like, would you just say no? Or...
Yeah, I'm really, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's becoming pretty clear, especially to Lomar's driving. But I would think that, Mharta, you're pretty perceptive. It's pretty clear to you that the kid is not, he should sleep.
Yeah, he's looking a little peaky.
Yeah.
You know sleep is good for you, right?
I mean, theoretically, I feel like if I fall asleep, things are going to change.
No, you'll just be too exhausted and then you may die.
I'm really not tired. I'm feeling good.
I can see you realize.
I mean, some people take stimulants that keep them awake this long. I just feel like I've plugged into something.
Well, it's not going to do you any good if you run yourself into the ground.
Go ahead and give me a persuade test, Mharta.
Mharta to me?
Yep.
Or me to Mharta?
Mharta to me. Generally, I don't use skills against other PCs, but I think in this case, considering you're 90% of PC right now, I think, invoking a little influence is not uncalled.
Sure. Okay. That sounds good.
All right.
There's a 6. She's making sense, Navad.
Okay, I'll see if I can catch some sleep.
Good.
Do I fall asleep instantly? Or is it a struggle?
It would be a struggle.
Okay.
What if I pop on Goodbye Yellow Brick Road? Would that put you out?
Me personally, maybe not actually.
Really?
But, yeah.
It's just such a nice. It's like a hot chocolate of a song. It's like a warm, comforting.
It is very delightful.
Right.
So you keep driving. Do you like watch him or try to not watch him, or do you watch him and try to let no one else see that you're watching him?
Yeah. I'm trying to watch him and not let anybody else notice.
So you will see him. Again, if we're shooting as a movie, we'd occasionally shoot back, and then between one shot and the next, you look back and his face has softened considerably.
Okay.
And he smiles in his sleep.
I just keep watching him, but I I have a little sigh of relief to myself, and I'm like, he's back.
The next morning, he wakes up. Navad, you remember being kind of a hard case, but feeling pretty good about it, but not really feeling like yourself.
Okay.
And you are now.
And now hey!
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got some sleep.
You are fun.
Hey, thanks, man.
I love the fact that if someone rediscovers therapy, we can hear clearly in the way Lomar talks, like, okay, Lomar, really? Were they fun?
They were. They were fun.
Okay, I won't push. So we're going to go forward a little bit of that because of the time. Dee's glad to have you back, obviously. Day 8. Up ahead is an arm holding a hot dog. It is a statue arm holding a statue hot dog. The statue would have to have been about 30 feet large, if that's in scale. So jutting through the sand is this hot dog hand.
You maniacs!
Nope. There is a small patch of green around the base of the arm. And there is what appears to be a small camp of jackrabbit people.
A small camp of Oh, so beasties who are
like they're
humanoids, but with a rabbit head.
Jackrabbit people. And for God's sake, please cosplay them. And they're hanging out under the hot dog arm.
Is this what Easter was? What? I love it. Oh, Navad, can we please go? Are you feeling okay? Can we go play with them, please?
I mean, yeah. We should. Hey, Lomar, we should probably pull over here.
Why?
Well, it's green.
Yeah,
They maybe
yes.
know. They maybe know where Haven is, or maybe Haven's underneath here. Who knows what
I
happened?
know where Haven is. That's
Oh,
my
are we-
job.
Oh, we're not there.
Nope.
No.
Oh,
This is new to you, Lomar. This is not on your maps.
However, I have to say, I have never seen bunnies in a hot dog before. That's fun.
It's such a big, important hot dog. It's so tall.
Well, if it's that important, it's your dime, metaphorically.
So, Mharta, you feel yourself drawn to this place somehow.
To this hot dog with bunny people.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Lomar,
Yeah,
we should stop.
perfect. And he hits the brakes like just a little too hard.
I didn't mean literally this second, but okay. Are we close enough to just walk out to where we see this random?
Yeah, for sure. So they're wearing. There's a little bit of poo bearing going on, but they don't all have pants. You know, they are more. The beastie line is like so many things in life is a spectrum, and they are more beastie than human. So they are like 20-30% person and mostly jackrabbit. So like
they're like rabbits with human feet or something.
well,
They
they're
look like
standing upright.
Renaissance.
They have hands with opposable thumbs. Like they're clearly humanoid.
Got you.
But they're more like, honestly, they're a little like furries. They're a little,
Okay.
and
Gotcha.
they're wearing.
If you've ever seen a Renaissance painting of a cat, then you know exactly what these things look like.
Sorry if I'm clapping too loud in the mic. Yeah, like they're like it's like hello manuscript maker from the Middle Ages. Have you ever seen a cat, or have you only had one described to you?
So they're wearing.
They all have
It's a game of cat telephone that requires them to make the.
They're wearing scavenge stuff, but the general look is kind of Beatrix Potter. So like little blue neckerchiefs, and it's very quaint. And they've got a little stew working, and the tents are low. They're kind of like modern high altitude backpacking tents, but they're all made of like stretched, woven, undyed fiber. Yeah, and there's a little village of these things.
How big are they? Like rabbit sized? Are they?
Well, they're between, so they'd be about 3.5, 4 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah, most beasties fall because, and you know, if you have picked up Nuked, available now at Drive-Thru RPG, beastie is a character class, and you have the option of being a tiny beastie, so you can be a little guy or a bigger one. These
Sweet.
are the little ones. And one, I mean, they noticed you, and a couple come hopping over. Bibbit?
Hello?
Bibbit?
Hi.
Bibbit?
Oh, it seems like they don't. They mean, do you understand us?
Bibbit?
No.
Are they doing like the kind of quizzical, you don't understand me, I don't understand you kind of thing?
Yeah, he or she talked louder and slower, like we tend to do when we're frustrated by someone not understanding us. Lomar, there is no natural reason that grass should be growing. Like this whole patch
Yeah.
feels as unnatural as Haven does to you.
Yeah. I have an interesting thought. This grass doesn't necessarily belong here. Nothing grows out of the sand quite like this.
Another one comes hopping over, and it's got something bundled up. And who is the tallest of you? We Navad?
Navad.
Probably Navad.
So it bows one knee a little bit and offers up.
I'm gonna take it, I guess.
Okay.
Can I? And then it's something bundled up.
It's warm and smells amazing.
It's Eric.
What's our friend doing in a swaddling?
Fun, yeah.
Can I slowly start to unwrap it?
It is a sausage and a split roll. It is a hot dog.
It's a hot dog. Does it? I look up at the hot dog,
and they all go, "Oh, Bibbit."
Guys, I think this is like this might be a religious rite or ritual for them.
Nom. Bibbit, nom, nom, nom.
He wants us to eat it.
Yes, let us do that.
So I'm gonna break up this hot dog into 4.
That you're not expecting 4 of them. It seems pretty clear that this is kind of a big deal, like the way he's acting. So
are they all kind of circled around and watching
they're
us?
actually gathering up.
Okay.
Let us hope with all our hearts it's not made of poison, huh?
Am I getting any weird vibes off of the whole area like I got at Haven?
It feels a lot like Haven.
It does. Okay. Well, guys, it could be good.
It smells good, but I don't know how to smell poison.
I'm gonna go for it, and Navad's just gonna eat it because that's in character.
So it is something it's literally sausage. So something they killed that was game for them. It's actually got some seasoning. It was made into a sausage, like you would make sausage.
Okay.
And it's just a bit of bread they split. It is legit a hot dog. It's delicious.
Amazing. Well, I feel great.
Do you have more hot dogs?
You look over and you see one of them has a device that they've made out of like lengths of wood and a couple of salvage bits of metal that they're using to stuff intestines to make more hot dogs.
Yeah.
And he looks up and he's trying to make it faster. And he another one nods.
Okay, soon, when you're ready. No, don't hurry on my account. Do you want some water?
So you would notice, by the way, that they are looking at your hands and wrists and comparing them to the arm holding the hot dog. Their hands and wrists are based mostly on bunnies, and they're a little more human, but your hands look a lot more like that statue arm.
Oh, look.
Bibbit! Bibbit? Did everyone eat the hot dog?
I mean, when it was available, sure.
Did Marty eat her quarter hot dog? Do you just hold it, or do you give it to someone else, or like put it in a pocket?
I just stand there. I'm just kind of like, y'all are like, my brain is just like, y'all some rabbit people. I don't know what this is made of. And I guess quick question, would Mharta remember like actual hot dogs in the before times?
No, that was a century ago.
Okay.
You probably never had a hot dog. Although the idea of
But
sausage,
she's still
had a sausage.
Yeah, but she's still looking at it kind of dubiously, like we just ran up all these rabbit people, and they're like, "Here, eat." So she's very dubious about this, and she's holding it, and she's gonna wait and see if anyone else eats it and drops dead.
So the other 3 have all eaten it. One of them that looks like to be a little girl rabbit person walks up to Dee and tries to take her hand.
Aw.
Like off?
No, like hold your hand.
Oh.
Like she wants to lead you.
She doesn't want to possess her hand.
Yeah, she wants to lead you into the little town.
Yeah. Okay. Navad, I'm gonna go. Watch me with your eyes. I'm gonna go with this thing.
Okay.
Bibbit.
Bibbit. I'm going with Bibbit, clearly.
Bibbit their name or what they're saying?
I think
Bibbit.
I think it means eating.
Um,
No, nom nom is meaning eating. I
Oh,
heard
Bibbit is the
is
hot dog or the being of the.
Marta,
like Pokemon. They like
Marty, do you want to try to use whatever your ability is to understand them?
Sure.
Okay, make a willpower test.
Willpower, what are you? That is 6.
Nobody's got willpower against hot dogs.
It's true.
I've seen how they were made. I absolutely do. Make sure I'm not rolling too many dice. Nope, I need one more. There we go. Wow.
Whoa.
And I've used my good karma already, I'm guessing.
No, the good karma's up.
Then I will use that good karma to make that a pass.
So you hear the little girl say, tall, bald, funny-looking lady, come with me.
And that was to D.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on. And now you can hear them. And there's chatter in the camp. Who are they? We should be careful. Why did you give them the hot dog? We don't know them. They just come rolling up and we give them one of the hot dogs? They seem to have the mirrors of the same concerns you have.
So are the hot dogs like sacred or special food?
They don't say the word sacred, but they seem to be special, yeah. The way they're talking about them. Because I also saw that they've got they're making dinner, but the little hot dog guy is doing his own thing.
Okay. Am I able to communicate back, or I can just understand
You
them?
give it a try.
The one who gave us the hot dogs, I just go, we're not trying to hurt you. We saw you and wanted to investigate your hot dog and the is this just
Navad?
like the hot dog statue, or we're just like it we haven't seen this before.
Navad, make a sense test.
Okay. Sounds good. That is 4 for me. Okay. 1 second. Here we go.
Okay.
And got it.
So you saw the tendrils for the first time with the tree that was more an analogy than a real thing.
Right.
Even the first time. You became aware that there were tendrils from the people that went into the satyr that he was misusing for his own purposes.
Correct.
And you got rid of him. It freed his connection to that. And all those little links went back to the people until you were able to have Diane take them back up.
Right.
You then later saw a similar effect happening with Mharta and the few. And that she seemed to have little tendrils to them.
To connecting to the few.
Right. Which led you to wonder, is this similar? Well, now what you see is she looks to be, whether she means to be or not, gathering tendrils. She makes a connection to that one she speaks to, and you now see a line of energy from the one to the other. So Mharta hears it say, and as far as you know, it's in English. You didn't seem like enemies, and we wanted to welcome you.
Well, thank you for sharing. And I hold up the hot dogs. I'm not sure if they would use the same word.
So, again, you're an experienced person, well-traveled. You're pretty sure whatever you're doing is translating. And this meta from the GM, the word you'd be hearing in a constructed universe wouldn't be hot dog, but it is hot dog. So we're going to use hot dog to make for expedience sake, right? Because what you're saying is hot dog. What you might be saying is like halufata, but it's a hot dog. So the translation spits up hot dog.
Okay. I thank you for sharing these with us.
Well, Barnabas, he kind of thinks that they're. I personally, this will sound terrible because I don't know what you think, and this is again coming from a little bunny dude. But I think a lot of my friends here are kind of woo. They use words like sacred and destiny, and I mean I think there's value in those things, but ritual sometimes it has its own value just to help you focus and contextualize things without being a real ritual or having any real magical energy. So when he says sacred, I mean, I get that, but I don't think it's sacred like a magic hot dog. I think it's sacred because the bond of welcoming a new friend is sacred, right?
Yeah.
He twitches his nose.
Well, at that point, she goes ahead and eats the hot dog and says thank you.
I do have one question though. How come you can understand me?
I'm strange and I have powers.
Oh, you're a mutant.
Not that I know of. I think it's more magic.
So what's your sign?
I'm sorry, what?
All the people I know talk about that. They all know what their sign is. And they talk now. Welcome to our little village. We are the Bibbit. And one thing you maybe could help us with is any of us seem to recall a lot of history. It's kind of like we've always been here, but that doesn't really make any sense. I mean, I can see why that would put undue significance on the hot dog, because if it's really the only thing in your world beyond terrible red sand, it becomes disproportionately important, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, you want me to stay and tell you stories?
If that's what you think the answer would be. I mean, I'm assuming that Trixie's going to go take your friend to our teacher, and she'll probably tell her what history we know, but it's not much.
Well, we were on our way to a place that we call Haven.
Well, we don't remember much beyond the village and the arm and the hot dog in the desert.
It's a quick out of character question, also for expediency's sake.
Yeah.
Is Haven what we're calling it? Probably their village, but they would never call it that.
No, we for sure know that's somewhere else. Lomar's been there.
Okay.
This is another phenomenon that's similar to it.
Am I getting any sense or anything from this hot dog statue?
None at all.
Okay.
That is just a weird ass hot dog statue.
All right. So I guess I'm trying to figure out.
By the way, look like it's very likely that that's a whole person and that you're just seeing the arm.
So like the giant statues you see holding up like a donut or something on diners.
Or like a hamburger. Yeah, totally.
So I guess I'm just trying to figure out, okay, then what drew me here if this isn't actually Haven?
So give me a sense check.
Oh, that's only 3. But I
You did it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can feel that there is energy here. You're beginning to feel your connection to the couple of these creatures we've spoken to. So the thing that drew you was probably that energy.
Okay. Then I'm gonna sit and chat with this Bibbit. And I do look over. It's like, where does your friend family want her to go?
Oh, she's over there at this point. So Trixie, which you don't know her name because you can't speak Bibbit, Trixie takes you into the town and goes over and bothers the teacher, who's got a very Western schoolmarm outfit on the lop-eared beastie bunny person, and says to her, but you don't understand it, Miss, we have an outsider and she doesn't know anything. So teach her something, because she's naked. She's got no fur. She's too tall to hide, and she's probably very afraid. Let's try to help her. And then she'll pull you down, and a semicircle of young Bibbits assumes it's story time, and they'll all sit down.
This is all around D.
All around D.
All right.
The kid was attracted to her like as though she recognized one of her own.
Like kid to kid?
Yeah, totally.
I got you.
And passes over a little piece of caramel that they've made. And
Okay. As they're all gathering around, I look over at Lomar and I make eye contact and I go, sing a song.
Oh my God.
Sing out loud. Sing out strong.
so I need a sense test from Mharta.
Oh boy. That flipped right as it was rolling.
Okay.
Well,
I need a sense test from Navad.
Okie dokie. Here we go. I got a partial.
Okay. So and this is a weird position for you to be in, the more experienced mage in the group, you feel that there is energy in the song, that the Bibbits are trying to sing along, because music is actually kind of a universal language, and that the energy there is similar to the energy between the creatures.
The energy of them trying to sing
Yep.
is an equivalent mojo to...
Yep. Well, you can see that Mharta is talking to one, and then a couple that walk up, and those bonds are getting stronger and stronger.
Okay. I'm going to encourage all of us to sing along. Mharta.
Mother will sing. I will not spare your ears.
I think that's fair. I think we don't call upon a warrior to have to know longsword. We play role-playing games to be whatever the hell we want.
Right.
Oh, I know. I'm saying Mharta is capitulating and singing.
Okay.
I love it.
The four of you start singing. So here's the thing about Mharta's abilities. We've already established they don't require her conscious application to work.
I know, which makes me very jealous as a mage.
So, well, and also you're more and more aware of how different what she's doing is from what you're doing.
Yeah, this is like a completely different skill set than it's baffling to me.
Midway through the song, the Bibbits begin singing and it becomes translated. So you're now singing with an entire village full of adorable Beatrix Potter, half-lop-eared mutant people, including a bunch of adorable children.
I started.
La, 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 la. And I imagine the camera will pull back so we see the campfire and the circle of bunny people.
This is on some level, just on some level, creepy as hell. Like I'm enjoying these little guys, but like if you write down all the details, I'm like, man, I don't know, dude.
They're creepy bunny people.
Whoville.
Yeah, a little bit.
Whoville.
They're like Ewoks.
Reminds me of reminds me of Ryan's pitch beating videos. You're gonna have to get right off my back.
Yeah.
You gotta not look too hard at that.
Really an inconvenience.
So after the song, they are now all able to speak with you and vice versa. And only Navad is fully aware that Mharta did that.
Okay.
This is clearly an expression of her, whatever her ability is.
Okay.
So why have you come? Says one of the older ones. Who's adorably got a couple of tufts of gray fur. Has the hot dog brought you? I mean,
Not really. No.
I mean, but kinda like, so we were looking for a haven, and then we saw your awesome hot dog and all the green grass and your breshy wedgy faces, and we had to stop and say hello.
One of the other older ones leans over and says to her husband, that was reductive, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
A couple of the little ones just hop over and sit with Dee. Well, we don't know where Haven is. I mean, in our history, the oldest of us remember fleeing a storm. We didn't come from the desolation. We come from another place. We talk about this as the red. We come from beyond the red, from someplace else that had some green. We were chased here. We ended up in a storm. We got lost. And then the only thing we could see in all of this red, and this is the same story you would have been told by the teacher, D, but it would have been C-3PO explaining stuff to, Ewoks. You know.
The facial expressions look familiar, and
Yeah.
I started like, oh.
And
I know this story.
Yeah.
the only thing we could see was the arm. So we went there hoping for shelter, and we stayed because there was some, and at least it was a landmark. And then over time, there were more and more of us because there's one thing our people know how to do, right, dear? Oh, Aaron. and the green spread as we grew. So we don't really know what happened. All we know is this has been our salvation, and in a way, it's our haven, but we don't know of this other haven you're talking about.
Well, I mean,
You have an energy here that's similar to the other haven that I've been to.
I mean, all we had was grandmother telling us to stay strong and to stay together. Oh, and she had us sing too. I think to keep our spirits up, but we did. Again, it was before my time. He goes over another, and there's an older one that's actually got an ear horn. Like, Father, yes, grandmother. You said there was a song. Oh yeah, when we arrived at the big arm, it was real. We didn't know what we were going to do. We were running out of food, and she said we should trust each other, and if we all believed, we would be fine because we believe in each other and we see it through. And we sang. So one of the little ones hops up to Mharta. Are you Grandma? Are you a shaman?
No,
A wizard?
not that I know of.
She said she's not a mutant. I covered that. Okay.
Marta, you just did so cool.
They're all kind of looking at her. And the weird thing is, again, Navad, who's been the keenest observer of this, it's kind of a little bit of the way the few look at her. Like they can kind of tell that there's an energy and they feel protected by it.
So, there's some kind of connection between you here and them.
So I see.
Also, the power of song compelled us. Excuse me, is nobody gonna apologize? I've only been inspiring song for umpteen days.
Trixie looks up. I'm sorry.
What? No, you have nothing to apologize for, Trixie. It's not you at all.
Oh, okay. Hop.
I just stare at Navad. And then I casually look over at Mharta, and I'm like, come on. I mean, you sang one time and things went so awesome.
That was
Yeah,
under duress.
it was fun.
Lomar, it's early evening, but you see a light coming across the desolation, the direction of this camp. It's not very bright. It would be like a flashlight or a lantern. Just one. Lomar,
Yeah.
that was to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
You see it, so it's early evening. You see
Right.
across the red sands, there's a light coming your way, something small, lantern or a flashlight, maybe.
How far is it?
Quarter mile.
Okay. I don't want to worry anybody, but something's coming our way.
Eh,
Like a good something or a bad something?
Just a light something. I choose to look at it as a good something, but you never know. So let's be prepared, okay?
Okay.
And so he kind of, I guess, kind of pre-prepares the crossbow a little bit, not like puts it up on his arm or anything, but like gets
As
ready.
you all kind of get ready in your own ways. You
Yeah.
see it is a woman, adult, maybe late 30s, early 40s, long dark hair, a little bit gray at the corners. She's wearing a homespun, undyed robe that's just simply belted, and she's got simple boots, but is carrying no other equipment.
This is ringing a bell for Navad.
Should.
Guys, it's someone from Haven.
Is that a problem?
No. I
So
think
Mharta, you can feel her presence. So it's very like almost the force, right? It's like I feel her coming.
they've got magic about them, whoever they are.
you can feel it.
Yes.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
And at this point, Navad, no roll necessary. You also pick it up.
Yeah.
One of the bunnies leans over to Lomar. Should we be worried?
Doesn't seem that way, but let's
Hide the
be
dogs.
prepared.
And the
No,
hot
no.
dog maker puts all his stuff in a chest. It's Diane.
So would we know her on sight?
He does. He's
I
seen her
would.
before. He knows her.
Diane.
So at this point, she's maybe 30 feet from the camp.
Diane.
She,
Yo, Diane.
Yo, Diane, look. Hey, look.
Hey.
we found a bunch of hot dogs.
Hey,
and,
Fitzy, come here. There's a hot dog.
Come
for
here,
you.
there's a hot dog making rabbit over here.
How you doing? I'm Lomar.
Anyway,
I need to talk to the custodian.
yeah. Anyway, Diane.
She smiles and heads over to the camp. I didn't feel just you, Navad.
Oh, I know.
There's hello. And she talks to one of the little bunny people, and it smiles, and she pats one on the head. And the same older one says, reductive. Is that patronizing? Yeah.
Yeah. I like answer to, I'm like, yeah, that was.
She laughs, which suggests she also speaks the language. I'm sorry. Is it you I'm feeling? And she speaks to Mharta directly.
Probably.
I felt something coming, and I was drawn here. Any idea why?
No. I didn't realize that anything I gave off could be felt that far away.
Interesting. Navad, I was not aware of this place, but it feels very similar to the tree.
Yeah.
But there's no trunk.
There's no what?
Trunk.
Well, it might be this statue.
I don't see it. I
Maybe
see
it's
them all bound to each other.
maybe that's their way.
I feel it trying to connect to your friend here or to me. And I'm not sure if we should take that up or not. I hesitate to interfere, but do you remember the Seder?
Yes.
I was worried that what existed would fade if no one took it up. But this seems stable.
They're a loving community. I sense no strife here or manipulation.
Which suggests the bond is protecting it the same way Haven is protected.
Yes. And Mharta is able to sense these energies too. Sorry, Mharta, I picked up on your skills. I don't know how it works, but I can tell that you are able to connect to these places in ways that I can't. And Diane is, in her way, in her place, connected too. I feel like you have much to offer one another.
Is this a chance meeting, or were you headed to Haven?
Oh, we were headed your way.
So, Mharta, I was a slave in a place with a man we now call the Seder. He was everything bad. Well, most of the things bad about, frankly, men. He was just the worst. He misused a power that I think he got from us to subjugate us and to give him strength. With the help of Navad and his companions, he was undone. And I took that power from him, which now maintains the place that we call Haven. It feels like you have a gift similar to mine and similar to the Satyrs, which is not like Navad's gift. Navad is a mage. I think we might also be mages, but his tradition is very different. Ours seems to involve others. Do you have abilities that seem to manifest because of your connections to other people?
No, but I did supposedly bring someone back from the dead.
Was it a stranger or was he known to you?
Very known to me.
And those are not abilities that you could use with just that.
Not really, no. And I seem to keep misfortune away when I'm traveling with people.
So it's possible then that these people are feeding you power.
Mm. That's possible.
So why have you come? Why have you sought me?
To try and understand whatever these powers might be.
So Navad, I left Anya in charge of Haven. I have passed the central dot to her. If you wish, Mharta, I could try to train you, but I'd have to go to the source of your power, to where these other people you normally travel with are.
All right.
I'd need better clothes.
All right.
In my protected community, we don't allow much of the old world and attempt to keep it as pure as possible, which seems to work for us. But if I'm going to go into the wastes, I imagine a simple homespun robe, looks over at Lomar, might not be the best. I'm assuming if you're a scout, I can assume you can suggest better traveling clothes than this.
I've got something you might be able to use.
Well, if you're willing to listen, I'm willing to share what I know.
All right.
All right. The other question I have, and then I can we can try to get back and get your training started, would be do we do anything about this? She gestures to the rabbits.
No, leave them be. They're not bothering anyone.
Well, no, not at all. My concern is only that this is a small camp. It is a patch of grass. And I wonder if it can be maintained as long or as well as we maintain Haven. So my question would involve, should I try to connect them to my tree?
If they're willing, perhaps.
Do you think they'll understand that?
Well, you clearly can speak their language, so.
I think that's your doing.
Well, as long as you're here and they can understand you, might as well give it a shot.
I'm an NPC, though.
And I'm a guest PC.
How do we make one of these? You seem to be fond of these little creatures, Dee.
Yeah, I can see.
I looked at something where meta. A PC is going to have to do this.
Somebody's going to have to do this.
The big foam finger points at Danielle. So Diane says, Mharta and I think maybe connecting this screen to my green might help them. And I certainly I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm not sure of this, but I suspect that this seems powerful and it's stable, at least, obviously. But if a big foe comes or a really big storm, I'm worried this will just go away. So my hope would be I can extend everything that I've built over at Haven to protect this. And perhaps over time, the green will grow from there to here.
Yes.
So can you, because it's not great to just do things without the consent of people. I'm going to camera. It's not great to do things to people without their consent. So you should maybe explain what we're thinking about doing as best you can and see if they are okay with that.
Okay, and then I do a very complicated, wildly interpretive dance as I explain with my words all the things that Mike just said.
Make a persuade roll.
Okay.
Can Dee do that with an extra die?
Yes, she can.
I was just gonna say there's like some good mojo with Diane and Mharta and everybody here.
Where is persuasion? I don't.
Left side of the sheet.
It's in the influence box.
Oh God, it's a 2, Lord.
But
convincing people
up at a die.
How many can I add?
Just the one.
Okay.
You might get it.
Go D, go.
Roll. Thank you.
You got it.
Hey! Oh my lord.
Two
That's
successes.
amazing.
So persuasive are you?
You have lost almost the entire camp.
That's the most persuasive
The old
dance ever.
Old man bunny is like, she's bald and skinny. Has she lost the thread? No, dear, be nice. But the school teacher is completely with you, but concentrating to follow her meandering explanation as she dances has lost everybody but the school teacher. When you're done, Mrs. Whittleworth comes hopping over, gives you a hug. Yes, dear, I think that's a great idea. And Diane turns to Mharta. This is going to seem very woo to you, I'm going to imagine by your expression, but would you take my hand?
All right.
Okay, when you do, you can feel her aura. So there's this thing where you can photograph people's auras. So this would be an excellent like painting where you see the two auras kind of exchange. And you can feel her reaching out. You can feel her energy reaching out to what you can now see in the distance. This is something Nevada's seen, 5 episodes ago, something like that. And it is in the distance a giant glowing tree made of energy. And she reaches out and pulls on a branch and connects it to the giant hot dog.
Okay.
And she then releases your hand and looks a little tired. I think it worked. So as long as they believe, and as long as my people continue the rituals that we have agreed upon, this should all not only be maintained, but become stronger over time. Let's see what we can do about your people and figuring out your powers. All right. The group then will return all the way to Wintergreen. In Wintergreen, Mharta begins training with Diane. You will discover by the time you've gone back that the few have basically become part of this community. So unless Mharta has a big exception with it, they are like, Goddess, this feels like it could be home. Have they showed you the level 6 farm? They make some amazing stuff here. They do like a faux chorizo, which is just to die for. I mean, it's all vegetables, but it's really tasty.
All right.
And Diane introduces itself. So the camera would pull back, and we would see basically Mharta and the few, at least for the time being, becoming part of revigorating Wintergreen, which will then possibly be a important benchmark in establishing a thumbtack in the map of Texon against Curse and the forces of Chaos. All of which is apparently done with magic and faith.
So are they tendrilled out to Haven? And
they are not. This is
okay.
its own thing.
Okay.
And Diane will be away from her power here. So she has gone out on a limb. Boy, that was a long walk for that joke. She's on a limb.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is where we're going to leave that, certainly in the larger narrative. Many thanks to Tanya for sticking out with us and coming along on the Magical Mystery Tour. And we're going to go over to Mike for closing notes, right?
Yes, indeed. So first of all, we wanted to thank our friend I Am Breeze, who gifted a bunch of subscriptions during this.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much, Breeze. And we were watching the chat and you guys were having a really good time too. So it always helps us along when you guys are doing that sort of thing. Obviously, speaking of chat, we want to thank our moderator, Qui-Gon Bowers, Andreas Fabus for our opening audio, our chronicler, Brett Grimstad, and as always, our technical director, the man who makes it all happen, Colt Joyce. Once again, big thanks to Tanya DePass for being our guest. Thank you so much. Next week is going to be an all cast show. On Thursday night, 8/19, we'll be doing Hard Ass Trivia at 9 p.m. Central. This time it's going to be all Bill Murray questions, and it's very difficult with the talents of Cigarette Sandwich from Chicago. So please join in and play along with us. Until next time, we will see you in the wasteland.